Enuanom any adofo no mo ye mamu akwaba. I was dwumadi a yedi no every weekend be MPP supporters platform so. And it's a live debate show no. Em say akakakra na ye dwumadi no e yakwawie. Akaye 3 weekends and neka ho 3 weekends. I think the 4th weekend, I'm suggesting say we do it the Friday before the Saturday. Omobeto aba no. And that is the information. May suggest actually production team, any panelists. Now I am prepared for the last day of the election, which is the 4th, the 3rd one, and the Friday nearby. Next say, yeah, but account to what we have done. Anyway, I hope we have enough people on the panel to do the job. Now, you will say Krufi for Baumia and Nanana also for Baumia. We have only one person for Ken, which is Chief Collins. Mr. Boating will be doing the timekeeping, and I know that he's been doing well. And you will back up Osunuba, who is also there to help us. So say Baba started, and your question on board, I think it has been yes. I say contrasting the attitude of your chosen aspirant with opposing aspirants, in the oncoming 4th November election, an exploration of their approach and vision for our nation. I am thinking, say, when we compare their attitude, all the country more, it goes out of context. And I will stay with the English language and make sure that you people stay with the topic and not go to the extent of showing any kind of disrespect to the aspirants. I must stay on to this time. One thing I want you guys to know is that we have to be grateful that we have Ken, we have Baumia, Akoto, and at the 4th one here,
Adenimo.
Sa Nkofo 4 are the unyielding candidates we have, and we have to be grateful. They used to be 10, and yaka amana abesi bibia abesi. One of them fell off, which was Mr. Chamatin, but which we give him the best of hope for the choices I want making. But what we have is what we have. And I am so grateful, say, yet to me, I debate here to this time without getting tired of what we do. And may applaud you guys for all the good job you have been doing without even sharing anger or anything. Akayen kakra, let's finish the job. People are listening to us. Let us see how we can give them something today as we compare the attitude of our aspirants. Na yenhwe se any on vision a omo se ebetumi aboa ye krona. This is what we have, and I'm going to start first with Sekrufi. Me the old babe fiasi ene. Most of the time na me call for Nana and I say Collins. But Collins o back up na ho na mumu ye mienu. Nti Sekrufi o hwe dwumadi a yedi abeto sesebra na o hwe o candidate no ne attitude any dwumadi a yedi abeto sesebra yi se esombo a chain the other attitude now the other aspirant now can be betraying na yenhwe de yede dwumadi no beko ti manu asi wa ha Sekrufi enko
and me chicha will be a numere. And I think so. Me chia, I am a candidate, Dr. Mohamed Baumia. And in a chidifo nina Baumia, a chidifo nina numere sekufini, me chicha mo. Namse Jumano, ya kwa babesine, aka enefri aka 21 days. Na yadi jumani dieni nina aba ewiye. Enti ye nyina no ye bebo ye nyina ye ho abaso, especially ye nia kenfo nso ye mu nyina nso ye nyina ye MPP fo idie ye nyina ye ma ye ho amo se dwumadie no ye dia na babesi ene aka 21 days. You see, last minute always are dangerous. Inti yenim say afei na campaign mu beyeshe ye pa aye nyina no ye mfa no easy, but in say radi die betwa me patamo how many minutes?
Or 5 minutes. Or 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, osha me candidate ni attitude or this starting any time jodi abedu a na just say eswani papa metimi aka said the whole Ghana politics now yeah from 92 ni nyina no, he's the only one who show good attitude. Osha Rollins mumreso atames mo akamo by ne biji setro na ebefa Mahama muso yes we kuwe Mahama wa yese babesi eneno metimi akase Dr. Mohamed Baumia was show leadership was show leadership na me mesre se anka omo makani nyina no eye akutu ene onse si akutu krade yehuno enti aya na ma nsem ne kano akoye dindindin ade ni mo krade onu sisi oye no online kwa eye honorable Ken ena no ba out no abe bu aguma no wakwa na eneno mespe ni kakra mintimi nkani ana no ordinary ayana no ordinary na osha Dr. Mohamed Baumia wa chese oye nanaba oye ohene ba enti so tumfo ka say ne ba paninu no a na se na enukre respect bibiamu o kanasem o miaw jobe ye biano o miaw o hwe ni position ojina se me wenu eye internal elections intenya fe na me ko jina platform so na se me ko jina baabi akeka nsem bi atwa obia internal elections enti mame mfa me message for grassroots for no MPP for no emra na se me dibewia na den ya jimi tumwa afena na me beko national one eno dia me ne Mahama mo na me de masem nyina se me pese me break 8 ema MPP for na ye history edaho because so hwe edifi 208 na nado de ne buy juma wa boma na nado eba besi 2012 Supreme Court ye hwe mema ni akọ Supreme Court kra omusi media Supreme Court ebi kra be kan say Supreme Court no mo pa ye njai o se me meko enam ono so ena ye ma ye ko hu say elections wo we ye wini wo polling stations. Emma and then in the NDC for cry a copy. And the one also and the man who say Ghana card a week here into a buyer or in another buyer pay was mammy a Ghana card, said your bayer elections, Obintimin Kofa, Togo for near ye.
Sir, Kofi, your time your time is up. Thank you very much.
Hey.
So 5 minutes, Sir Kofi.
And yes, I need a video, bro.
So, Kofi, what do you have some more time? Over some more time.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Kofi. Thank you, Sir Kofi. I think that there's something I didn't mention. Said when we talk about attitude, that we are not only referring to all the core the whole year. It's not only about subain. It goes deeper than what it is. To utumuse enyem niyebi ewo ho strike the difference between what this guy has done and what that guy has done now. You can see clearly who is to be the leader for in the eyes of the voters. Then we move on. Give us a picture of how we see the whole thing, not only about we say. That's what it's not about that. Okay, to say no, I think I'll go for Collins. Now, the thoughts on this question will be.
Okay. Good evening. Let me say a few weeks now be a presidential flag bearer for 2024. The job there a day ground. You go so age mapa. Made in Chiakesi Bema Trobo constituency. Precious kings and ladies for Honorable Kennedy Japan. Omuna delegates. You go so a kasa age mapa. Me akasa make us miss me a delegate. Our Trobo constituency agenda 2K. Me a youth organizer. So made in Chiakesi Emma Muna. Emerni Dua. Back to the topic. Attitude. And can I see the question again? I want to reassess the whole thing.
I think producer is babysitting into New York.
It's fine. It's fine. So
I'll say contrasting the attitude of your chosen aspirant with opposing. Okay. With opposing.
All right, so the word
aspirants
to contrast. All right, so I hope that we are witnesses. Said Ken is the only candidate in this race, both within the NPP and even the general election coming. You didn't know compare a lot of astute politicians, business people, and even biblical personalities. So we share Ken, Obit Mikacha said. Ken is like J.J. Rawlings. Who is J.J. Rawlings? J.J. Rawlings, you'll be not standing for discipline or you're bold. And when someone tells you, say, Ken, it is a J.J. Rawlings, indirectly, he's trying to tell you about a personality be with Ken. Ken is the same person. Obit Mika say, oh, he's like the Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore. Who is Lee Kuan Yew? Obianim. The role Lee Kuan Yew play in Singapore. And then you know the kind of Singapore we see now. Offer the same Ken. Obit Mikacha said, oh, Ken story in there. Akwaka Koye said, Tinubu of Nigeria. And then they say, offer the Tinubu story. Tinubu was what they call the Jagaban. Yeka Jagabana is more like the godfather of Nigerian politics. And why did Tinubu become the godfather of Nigerian politics? Because he was one politician. Now he does not look at political colors. Ultimately sponsor people belonging to the opposition and even sponsor people belonging to his party and vice versa. Not Nidia say when he has a good relationship with you and he feels say you are someone who can best represent your people, and he throws his money behind you. Aside that, he was one of the best politicians in Nigeria, or the governor of Lagos State. Under his watch, in Lagos, one of the most flamboyant economy in the Nigerian states and even Africa in general. And people say Ken, what the attitude of Tinubu. We all know say Ken sometimes even sponsor NDC people, and it's on record. Alote Jacob on Peace FM said it said Ken Japan sponsored someone to win a DCE, a friend is saying, under Mahama. So this tell you the kind of, if he does some Ankofonima, that example is there. It's out there for everybody to know. Say, Alote Jacob, the then chairman of the central region of the NDC, confirmed it. Said, Ken, it's me, SRD, Emma NDC. The same Kennedy. Oshe, your friend is saying, Donald Trump of America. People say, hey, Ken is the Donald Trump of Ghana politics. Why is he the Donald Trump of Ghana? Because Okanokre. Who be to say Donald Trump? Obianim said he's one person and he does not mince words. And on Shoni Painim, he will tell you as it is. Essentially a business mogul. And people feel say Ken being a businessman and also vying for this position of presidency, and with the way he goes about his things, or to say Donald Trump. In fact, the same Kennedy, people liking him to Peter Obi. Why Peter Obi? Because Peter Obi, when he was aspiring to become the president of Nigeria, his message was the youth, jobs, and industrialization. This is the message Ken preaching on the streets of Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, and everywhere in Ghana. Say jobs, 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 jobs. And if you take the man Kennedy, one person who can be likened to almost every successful, it being politician, businessman, or personality in the world, dating back to history and present. Deepa Benny, like, so if you tell me comparing the attitude is already out there. People have seen it. They've assessed it. Deepa, it's me, they not to obia there. Maybe or crack up by Duma. People say Jesus Christ, it do baby no, the bufuye. And Ken is sometimes even likened to Jesus Christ. I'm not.
What time was? Thank you very much. You have more another time. What time was?
Yeah. Okay. We move straight to Nana. Now,
Mugabe.
Nana, you have 5 minutes to give us your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening to everybody. Attitude and vision. Attitude and vision, but we had the move well. He's focused. Say, you can't be our attitude in this particular contest here. He's well much focused. Focus on it. He's working towards the targets. He's never distracted. Enti onye obi a unununu kra osre basabasa. Ni odi esi na niso. Enua na ohwe se oye. Onmusu we internal election. Enti esi ahnefo eni etu ahnefo ena ono won kasa. Any other person in Ghana is not relevant for now. Because ye koto aba ye kasa ekire obia owo vote enye obia only vote. Enti say 208,000 delegates and a vote. Only vote no ko obi only vote ko waste time won ho a wo say wo mre. Enti Bawumia, he's focused. Say nipa we ni mu na ombetumi amamadi akonwa no. Obi betumi apɛ wasɛm, ba say nipa no ontimi mfa nto nkosi akonwa no so. Nto ko we si wo tam was nipa na obo so SPM what the SP na wo koye ye PSP was in Peters ya dan pass for na ye campaign. Wo so mpa e wo se pass so wo nkoto about St. Peters. Enti Bawumia ne de MPP delegates and one won kasa. Na ne kasa mu o hwe se na ebe ya party no ebe ko nanim. Ebe break 8 no. Okoya party no banya hoden e de nkabum ebeba. That is his message to the petty delegates. If you want to answer, or the petty pennyphone na abetrans adwin oman no ho. Nti say the ono ne focus here. How do I gain the trust of my people? How do I gain the trust of the petty delegate? Ne focus no. Already our abem intino or petty delegates also say near abano ye no so. Nyame na adom no say oba ye beto aso e na ono so de ne de abeka ho. Nti say de ne focus ni nyina na say obehwe ne suban ama ne kasa ho ate ahye petifo no nkran say okubi da yanim na me gidi se saa akono me na metumi akokọ saa akono ama ye peti no ama ye di nkonim. Nti ne focus no ewo ho. Nti wa make sure say ontie ne obi ka wa abonten na odi ese ne sunu an na obeye wa hwe se ne kasa entia na namu bi obetu no nso no e de asomdwie nkwete enigafo enigidi ebeba MPP ama ebi nso abeka Ghana for MPP e de ntuma. That attitude and the attitude wa edidi mampani and attitude wa edidi ekusu. Yeah, who para bobo ne omo ya unko ni pata who truly loves you. Oko na se bibi ko esi wani so you focus on that. Don't be distracted. Enti ba omiano sa no oye. Say oye ne campaign wakobe say 200 constituencies or more. Yente say why ye distracted in any way. Nti say ye attitude wa saa no nipa de o saa attitude de so wani so a ewie nkonimdi ma. Enya se wo ko ba bia na wote se obi bo hwere ma ne watwa wani wo ye driver kra hwere kwa de ba akopma kra bia wo twa kwan. Nti ba omia no o drive a o hwe nchen ba o hwe na nim straight ne e fa nchen no obu na nigu so on ko hwe se abaiwa bi ko on wa sha pus kele kento o ko hwe ne kakra no en fan life ho kra o ko straight. Nti se mo hu a campaign start ye wa call round but the information sa ma bonten because eye dem nkomo na ye di enya bonten so nkomo akonwa to ne se ye pra ye kofie ene ye nimpanifo akokasa ehwo no mpanifo kirew nipa di akonwa no o mani akonwa no ne ba ye simasi bedi bi ne ba ye simasi amanani ena ba o me etu ho anamo ene party mpanifo ene delegates edu ho nkomo. Nti he is very much focused na we dey ofie nkomo owie a ne wo ho bia nso one Ghana fo ba bedi ho nkomo. Me de besi he ya na se emne pabo a meto aso ewo attitude in the broader context.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kojo, I can see, say, we have a new face. Open you, Kojo Chile. But your team, Ben, open your, unmute yourself.
Me
Unmute yourself.
Collins, nana time na academic media to us.
Sir Collins, Sir Krufi, nana the time this so pepe me pacho. The time this so pepe.
Okay.
Mr. Open Kojo Chile. But you unmute yourself. My until only ne answer question. But your team, Ben, why now? Because okay. Question now. You the two or okay. Who 5 minutes to talk to us about some question here that way. And you know, we're different thing. Question in also contrasting the attitude of your chosen aspirant with opposing aspirants, in the oncoming 4th November election, an exploration of their approach and vision for our nation. Indeed, there are two words which are very important. Contrasting their attitude, is very good. And and the vision for our nation. And these are two expressions, Look at how it is. That can be pictured in 5 minutes about your candidate. Your time starts now. I'm sure they will. When you it's in your man say, a year, if I sound the waba. Why? Tie other candidates, Inti we are best sound the waba. So say the one is me who said Joe is so flashy, and I don't find him anymore. Kojo Abba, Kojo Uhun de Ekosu, and now what other candidates?
Yeah.
What the Baumia phone can any the Chief Collins Kaya. Let's hear from you what your thoughts are on the two expressions,
Okay. First of all, Memobia, good evening. It's a for name.
5 minutes.
Okay. Minya topic no. Contrasting attitudes of various aspirants. No. A few things came to my mind because I said Ken PhD motto no for the election. No, it really tells us a lot more about him and his attitude more than it does for name the motto for Baomiane other candidates. No, but I think Ken's motto talks about attitude. The word patriotic means an attitude of someone who is selfless for his country. And I'll hear word be to say honesty. It comes back to attitude as well. Say obi oye honesty, say obi odino kre ewo transaction be mo na say ni dealings be mo no or kind kre. And a discipline. Discipline, Ken wants to bring into our country the attitude of say ebia o share jumasi 8 now ho say uni extenuating circumstances be antia or say obaho 8 I'll be catch your supervisor and I say you're in charge. There's no reason why you should be there. You should be late. So I think Ken's mantra is mainly concerning the attitude of the man himself. Attitude there say me make for Ken Hua. Then I think he's got the right attitude for the job. But me research kakra ebusa me say over the past few years, any elections I must follow, US elections, Ghana, UK has said, what are some of the attitudes of some of the successful candidates? Now, my research, what it came out with was one, confidence. What some of the successful candidates are almost me winning election, almost parties, they are confident, which I think Ken is confident. We all know that to some extent, Nkofo cried to me because Ken you're overconfident. And confidence is there for Ken. Empathy, obi or Abutoye very good, but I'm gonna try. Obi or what tema emanipa.
Oh yeah.
Ken is one of the people who has empathy for people. The second thing is leadership. Let's look at some of the things that Ken has led on. In his private life, he's led a very exemplary life business-wise to show people the way. Say we have to believe in Ghana. We can do it in Ghana. He has set up factories, businesses, which can show or make the Ghanaian youth believe, say, okay, if we actually have the resources available to us, we can also build Ghana. The next thing that I looked at from my research, Obia or transparent. There's no other candidate in this election, MPP flag bearer election, or transparent Ken. And as a minister, as a MP, we have seen it. A few times he's been in parliament making statements about the police giving guns to land guards. Nobody is more transparent in this election more than Ken. It's a no crowd there. I don't want to go into it. Ken is the only one out to me about radio Subeka say, you know, he doesn't want to open issues for recently, you know, and sometimes go for far no as a threat. The thing is, Bonibia, you wouldn't feel it as a threat. What I say? That's the truth. If you know you don't have any cobwebs in your cupboard, you wouldn't feel threatened by it, because Ken is transparent. So he will say it like it is if he has to. Resilience. Obiani Hoya resilient Ken in this election. Ken is very resilient. Look at all the intimidation that a GRA4 call Nejumem Koye. You know, they were being the GRA was being used as a witch hunt institution to try and hunt down Ken. But Ken came back and said all these things, you know, were you know, and if the GRA feels they are empowered by the law to close his businesses, the law is there clearly. The GRA has the power to do that if he's behind on his taxes, but he wasn't. And you know, so resilience there. Ken is number one for that. Communication skills. Ken no, and you've been a babe idini huja, and then Ken wants him. You know, the man is able to communicate himself. Some of the things that I've seen on other platforms that Ken is saying, I have seen it with my own eyes when he came to London fundraising last weekend, and he Obobo and Semnoso from A to, he had no paper with him, nothing, but he went on he was on topic each time, you know, saying all the things that needs to be said each time. You know, Ken, communication wise and passion. You know, sometimes I've seen Ken being over passionate, you know, in some of the things that he said, because Ken Dogana, you know, he has said things like Yebeji Gane Siho. All these things come from Ken, and it only takes someone.
Mr. Kojo, me pacho, what time nasu? Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much. It's like you're writing a book or something about Ken, and you've done well. Thank you so much. When we put all these facts together now, or say it me breaking 8, you know. What do I say?
Thank you about summarizing at time soon.
When we come together, we should be able to work together and break the 8. That is why we are doing this today, so that we will calm down, come out with all the facts that make us clear. Okay, we'll go to the second line of it, seeing where we are going. Chris Akrufi, it's your turn now. Most of our pija but your turn. So reserve your 5 minutes.
Yeah, me person me mesramo kwajo ba you know. Me who bibi na ase omuye mienu na betena ho so oni ohima onentro no edoso ndi saka mbetimi a cheke na chi amamia ebia no bisa because na what the buy
Sakrufi meme controversial biawa yes sir
Sakrufi
I
I understand. Kojo, don't worry. I understand why he's saying that. In some of our country, what kind of push, you know, Nigerian say 2 minds and a kasa, but one mind. Answer, no. Answer, no. It is a sacrifice. So be sure what you wanna as we use 2 minds, and that can be betrayed.
Yeah,
why?
Yeah.
Your 5 minutes.
Yeah, me da say.
Yeah.
Now, me ajimen some because propaganda ni ntropa de. Yami nwanwa. Nwanwa. Hwe. Oh, ye kasa attitude a. Attitude nti ontimi ni president ewo Ghana eye honorable Ken. Na mini accordance kika first no obubo din na Donald Trump ne hwan for no. Ni refi mebutu seseseko ono sini subani bi as a Ken. And refi. Oh. Ora Ken na attitude pa enti sesia no mini accordance ka say I said Donald Trump. Enti yadi Ken ebe ya president na yadi your friend say macho man fui okomo 3 billion oh reform din na odi o makọ Jubilee House ono mo akọ invade o anasa say oh nipa oni ye na ubeye no ni de ekwan na wonam so no ese osakra na me nyam wa mafise Honorable Ken ankasa no onkwa sorry ena o start no program o start yi na waye no say onim Bible munti okogina platform bi so ana o preach say de nyame beka ne ho but the attitude or the ejina platform so at the cansem and the way you say Honorable Ken kujina platform so krani catcher say obi abo rema frena obeje akutie ade ensem na nipa ne kan no aba be ade aba attack obi our platform ne so oh and no attitude ni de momunwane mfiri ho na nu yemfe ni president and then oko takrade ade ne kosi wotimi ko kache takrade for say nyansani wo takrade wa oh I ensemble Honorable Ken ka minia mempesa meko but I na me raho the way nyina mina na besia emfenim politics and a warrior timi ko say region bi obeko bia what the problem koto this attitude yet to be debate president nanya Jubilee House where better na obi atimi abesrawo and okotra radio so a hwe attitude ni bi no okotra radio so a grassroots mo hwe grassroots ono so ba was me hwe grassroots and if for na hwe grassroots attitude na bi no yemfe ni president aya on kase yen hwe grassroots na me Honorable Ken on meka grassroots for do wo hwe wo mo e wo Ghana our person to abamano no omuntimi to abamano da if we say one share grassroots oh ye ka attitude a share MPP abemu ye bayi attitude a Honorable Ken e year trap MPP for say see no ana MPP for slow no and na MPP for slow no Ukraine ye ka Ukraine ye ka if we say the whole MP na MPP 40 tam contrast more than 100 amount says by Cabinet Japan eyewitness ya tam contrast there more than 100 amount na just party headquarters ground TBCB MIN no sorry ana MPP for munye say munje and contract no nya scan shower oh na adai ye popi obedi animu a obetimi aboa na party no ye nya nkambom na party no yetimi break 8 na party no enkonko ye say ye ton party no strategically no obe planning bad things evil things against the party no one will know what they call Honorable Ken will never get 30% because the attitude ne kutano no si edini bedi party nanim na okorini election a minuanom ye be Ghana be mobo MPP be mobo because obetimi abeka kire MPP for class mawini una modemi kwa mo MPP kra no maguno monko na me di party no me di ni koma plus mo enko oh sa attitude we nyina no yade a hadwene na ye do Honorable Ken enti yeso otimi sesa ana we say afede say okoja platform so a baby obedu bia ordinano na edo mura ordinano na ACC hotels ordinano na develop Ghana 25 good years out of parliament no and when timi ahu say Cape Coast poda ukrom kra no timi ahu say poda ukrom Cape Coast no ubetimi de yabegu so no aye hot tourist takrade na obekwa akoye no takrade no akwa gina ekwa trom say instead so mo behwe no bechichire takrade no omo de ho nyina ye galamsey Equayan penny for. And so, what attitude no, who takray, Capco said, then why you
Sekufi, me pacho what time aso. Sekufi, what time aso.
I sit on him. I sit on him.
Sekufi,
Then
your
why
time is
you
up.
then I'm not can't say
Where can we pacho? I will see a punishment.
Sekufi.
Chief Tama.
Sekufi.
I will see a punishment.
Sekufi. Otamaso.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yo.
Sekufi, me 6 minutes. The one where he tell still now me so time aso. You were still talking. So next one.
Next time now the policy there. I am a policy in Casa 3
Yeah.
minutes. Remember me one time if I come.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think we understand Sekufi very well. So say no, them person and say no also come call Chief Collins ho. But my who's opinion kojo chire wasamba back. Opinion Okasanti saying, can you talk to us? Wait a minute, Akasa. Okay, Chief Collins, I think we will come back to you. Until you have 5 minutes to finish off your work, your presentation. Yeah.
All right, thank you. First of all, Sekufi, Honorable Ken or your Methodist Nimapa. Into no, say, ordering some class already and your research. I think that before I'm starting my way, a certain way be. I was likening Ken personally to a lot of people. About Lee Kuan Yew, about Donald Trump, about your friend is J.J. Rawlings, about some biblical personalities like Jesus Christ, David, and a lot of people. Na nipa baako for nipa ban no untimi enkase Ken ye Donald Trump complete. No, you see some Donald Trump attributes be in him, and Osheli Kuan Yew, you see some attributes in Ken. It is a Lee Kuan Yew. Even Rwanda presidency, what's his name? Paul Kagame. You see some attributes in Kagame, and also you can liken it to Ken. So if said by now MPP4 any Ghana for whom said Ajenkwano any Rade Edna Bray India, then I don't know. Because this is a man, he commands her Ken, the only personality in this race. He comes from a very poor background. He has experienced life from the bottom to the top. Ken cut across. Untiminka say Ken belonging to the middle class, and I said the top class, and I said the nobodies. He cut across every part or every walks of life in Ghana. Ain't you know uswa or to uswa say. Let me give you a story. Nigeria politics, no. I think so the same thing is playing out in Ghana now. And I think by the time I may as well take that story, not my time now. So we'll share current President Tinubu. He supported ex-president, that is Muhammad Buhari, with everything he had. Money, connections, resources, and everything. And Buhari promised and said Uriah Tinubu will come after him. Buhari did 8 years, you know. And not doing say ordinary vice president, that is Professor Osibanjo, Ebabeye, the flag bearer of the party the current ruling government. I've forgotten the name of the party.
APC.
Yes. And party no a delegate conference. The session they tagged Buhari Tinubu with murder. Omoka saw you be a kunipa. Omoka saw a ex-convict. Omoka saw a drug dealer. Omoka saw a reform. They called him all sort of names. Esankraka said he's not fit to be a president. What happened? They finally went to the polls. And Tinubu emerged victorious at the polls. So what is playing out in Ghana now, where Danado is backing Dr. Bawumia for the NPP to choose him, no? And the people also think that Tinubu, who you can liken to Kennedy Japan because of Nisika, because of how he developed Lagos State, because of the philanthropic nature and Nyama Wachibi in his life, no? the way our modern fast, or quite modern fast, the same quite modern Kennedy and Namso. And I believe that if everything plays out well, the way Tinubu emerged victorious at the polls in 2022, I'll be winning 2023 election. The same way, Enna Ken, after Iberi say November 4th election, Urinia or best breaking the 8 for MPP, just like Tinubu has broken the 8 for the APC in Nigeria. So it's about time people sit down and look at the man Kennedy Japan very well. Now, emotions anyway. Most people who talk for Bawumia, it's all about interest.
We lost Kojo.
Okay.
He's coming back. Collins, sorry. Yeah, Collins, you're back.
Yeah, sorry. So, me who Bawumia policy, and I mean who the vision for even NPP and the country. And you know, so let's compare and contrast both of them on motivation. I don't know what to compare and contrast because Kennedy has laid down his plans for the country. Clear, it's vivid. Obia can feel it. And Bawumia ain't in cash in trade. Bawumia as vice president, some of us think he has failed. And that is not an insult. We think he has failed because based on the promises the government gave Asani Eba power, he has not been able to live up to expectation. And that is failure. He's a friend of the Wale Adam Smith. Who was Adam Smith? He was an economist. Yes. It is Obika say we Adam. It's not an insult. That just say we are economists. How is the economy now? Look at the inflation, over 38%. And you want us to present you to break an 8? Come on. Kind of what they like Sebe.
Chief Collins, me pacho, what time was where hit it too much? What time was so? What time was so?
I just have
thank you very much.
me pacho, Mr. Moderator, say and young Crawford obia a hiti. It is a time no some mumbai standing crack among Ebeboapa.
Yeah. Okay.
I still stick to 5 minutes, you know. 10 minutes now, now you're too long.
It's
It was
too long, yeah.
boring.
5
5
minutes
minutes
good.
now, you okay. Where can I
That is
the
correct.
conversation if flew.
That is correct. If we have extra time, we will use it.
Okay, Medasi.
Okay. So let's see what Nana has. Nana, Esrewa can be betraying.
Okay, Medasi. Yeah, Chief Collins, nipa no they can compare munya. They were all dictators. And it is our person Ghanaian dictatorship, yeah, and then over to him. So nipa no Rawlings came as a dictator. Singapore, no a dictator. Rwanda, or a dictator. Jesus Christ was a dictator. In some years to Kayan, and then walk cancer answer now, so for cancer answer now, Yachum Kotum, or Mafumra. And all those people you are comparing Ken with, Omyanom dictators. Then when I come to your PhD, take Ken your discipline. Quarter hands out, how many times are I absent from Parliament without permission? Otimi can already also say, Omoko debate loan, or Koyana Juma Pebia Penisi comes on quarter home could debate. 2 million loan. You trying to as an MP. Now, so what you make us ask them now your discipline. And they move on to intend honesty, patriotism. Patriotism means no matter what it is, you work for your country or your group. Who MPP, that's all MPP who some MPP who feel so you're patriotic. We have different levels of patriotism. Ufie, so ubo wabusu ya huban. Untimi nkogu wabusu ya nimu wabonti. Eno wako kan say, udo wabusu ya. Enti, hono mumye enhwe hoyi. Bawumia, wasi wafeli as an economist. Yes, wafeli. But who Collins now wo UK no unim ni ntia Bawumia feli no kra na won pesa work ko shop me say me charge one ma me electricity bill last year na fa this year de breme fa beto platform so next week fa bra na yen na yen hwe how much bill you were paying in November last year and then how much you are paying this year. Now we can say Baumia fail. Where you're part of dishonesty. So we are honest here. Unim nientia Baumia fail. Unim. Now say for the first time in Ghana's history, if economy bankrupt and as economy fail, say vast when the man failed here. Then muni all ministers, muni president, namun for manager vice president when sa direct. Now you must vice president in the run of man. When Ken is a board member, a board chairman, or a parliamentary member, or a chairman of a committee in parliament. Now, your economy as a man will make it as if say one person is the economy. Then attitude again, like Michael Baumian or your focus, or he's not distracted. These are the marks of a leader. A leader is somebody who goes straight, focus, and does not look at Nyama Fanchen. Who the leader now who get a near man for can't follow one, won't me and co him. And not been a can, ye come on person ye can. Oh, can was some will be a cancer moon china. Now, what there was some can command him way and some rabbit was. How can a democratic leader behave like medium yet tit for tat? Is that how we run a democratic governance? Tit for tat. Ah, massa. Nkwarakro school nkwarakro obakobo waso na esiko report to my teacher. Yankaso boni bi. Now we are president. Obe president ye yek bisa wa so obe ma tit for de we tit for tat. Hey, I said don't get ya can. And I said o man sense obey a lawless president. Massa, me say enya agbodo nkwan wo nipa bi dia trans. Wo nipa wa no nyam ye very important. Baumia and Kasi Oba O Mia Duma, when the 1F is in the same as industrialization. And PhD no, he has not lived to eat. Patriotism now or can be Bicotiana or Becatcher Ghana for way cost. And Quentiana dia or patriotism or Mecca, Jerry now or can. Jerry dia by law, they are to visit people. Or be visit you, now say, when you are correct, why do you put it in your mind? They say, Ombe, witch hunter. And think Omonko, Kofi Mensa, who are Nasa, do and what one day, and the new witch hunting, what the about what the witch hunting. Where your patriotism, www. Patriotism, they say, Omoba, on Planka Brab, one chamber cast all million and Bedamasi, Ghana for, says a jerry for almost year, you mamma, not so any bar, Mimi come up on the Amapa Femin Crater.
Nana, Medasi.
Nana,
Thank you
very much. Thank you very much. Kojo, not wasting time, you know where the question is. And you've been hearing from people, other candidates, and to give us your thoughts. 5 minutes. Yanto Kasano.
I'll begin with Nsemni Bia Nana Akikano. Nana Nyadwin Nsemni Bebre. Some of the things that Nana has said are very, very misinformation. Baby to said leaders now Collins Uzian. Obiti said Paul Kagame, the Western media has tagged him as a dictator. But if you look at the Rwandan government, dictatorship any among use 3 arms of government. Once you start using 3 arms of government, then you are probably authoritarian, but not necessarily a dictator. Because dictator, no, all the power is concentrated in the hands of one person. But in authoritarian leadership, no, that one, the arms of government are there. Parliament, the judiciary is there, and they're doing their job. However, you have one strong man in whose hands most of the direction of the leadership is going. It doesn't mean say unya sema yemfa nko court. Unya sema yedaso court. What I say, Parliament daso shemra. What I say, you know, there's a difference between a dictator and what do you call it, authoritarian leadership. Lee Kuan Yew, authoritarian leadership, because Lee Kuan Yew's time, There were three arms of government. And you know, don't tell our audience that he was a dictator. Rawlings wasn't a dictator. By all definition, he transitioned from after the 1992 Constitution to become a proper democratic elected leader. That was what he is. And you know, Oka said Rawlings before 1992 are fine, but Rawlings after 1992, you cannot define it as a dictator. That's wrong. Okay. There's another one now. Okay, I'll say Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, he wasn't a political leader, he was a religious leader. Some of the things he said from the story, you can see that Jesus was a servant leader. He was all kinds of leadership. He was situational leader, bureaucratic leaders, all kinds. Jesus was Papa. We not all for NRC. You know, so some of the things that he proposed was because of the nature of religious leader he was. This was a Christopher. He believed, he said he was God in flesh. So he made some bold statements because he was God. If you believe that, if you believe in him, said no, a dictator. Who was he dictating to? Most of the people that he said things to, no, or more, or say more quine, some way there, mope, but and yet the amope some way in a fata. What's I say? It's before you say something, please be careful about what you say, because any writer, you better back and educate friends and audience. No, Obo to say patriotism. Patriotism to be, I think you are confusing it with charity begins at home. Charity begins at home. They say MPP as a party, you want some, you want problems. Now you move back. I could now bontin say, hey, your problem see, your problem say, your problem say. And your patriotism say, on my who don't you know, on fa who ebusia, on fa who party, on fa who a friend is saying, ebusia free man, now say a crowd free so, on my who don't you know. Say, and that is what our party is. Our party is new patriotic party. Just say any party who do bium, a your mind who do it on mine who don't know. Say enko ya utmi jina baby ka. And that is the kind of politics we are doing. That is the kind of party we are. Party ni democracy, new patriotic. Patriotic ni say mopa, moma me 2 minutes, 1 minute. I meet my word patriotic na me what the English dictionary actually says. And I say, producer, over to me the patriotic friend is saying dictionary definition, Oxford and I say Cambridge. Because I think Nana is throwing dust in people's eyes by confusing it with charity begins at home. Charity begins at home, say, you're saying, and now you what problem. Nah, you move back, no, about your problem, no. And no, charity begins at home. But there's a different one with patriotism. Patriotism say ye Ghana passport. Ghana nko ye na party ntino na yake anu atum say omani nko ye. That one is the patriotic one. Patriotic ni say omani nko ye. Ye na ye party card. But ye na ye nim say omani nko ye. Na ye mu baako enya akokudro. No ababeka say dia ye no enkwasi asem ni ye di no. Ana say dia ye no entwa ye. That is what Honorable Ken is doing. And it takes someone who is bold, who is
Mr. Kojo, my patron, time is up. And then I am very strict.
5 minutes more.
Oh yes, 5 minutes, Pepe.
Thank you very much, Kojo. That
Charlie.
Moderator, what me too? Moderator, what me too? We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kojo. You've done well. And you asked also for patriotic definition. But Google, if Google is correct, fine. I'll say having or expressing a great love of your country. A patriotic man who serves his country well. Patriotic.
It's
for party ni so. Party ni mayen. Because me Sanet post. Honorable Ken. Independent.
Emma chance I want to make us.
There be so when you say there be open there be nyame time. Say Sanet one share party, the meaning
There
of
be with the
and so
I
and
think
because yes, I
excuse me,
and your honorable
Kofi, my readings says say Obia expressing devotion to and vigorous support for the country and Yusuf party. And we don't
there be may say patriotic in Washington, but the meaning of then I didn't see me. The meaning of
political party.
Political party, no.
Okay.
And yes, I didn't honorable can independent. Independent.
There be where Mr. Moderator decision. Yeah, to decide. You said Mr. Moderator.
Okay. Sir Krufi, I think we're coming to the end of our meeting. Your time national. We'll be going to the second part of the show, which will be say as it is. Now, Mr. Boatin will take over from me, but I want to thank you all for more patriotic attitude. Say on different sides of the veil, even though you have different thoughts here and there, but it has been very, very well done. And I really appreciate that. So the team will want to tell you, say, we still have hope. Say, we can break the 8 with this, you guys. It is say, I can have 3 times to debate, which is 3 weekends. After Ochinano, we will go in for another 2. And then the last one, which will be on the 3rd of November, a very crucial debate. And that's time,
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Into Major Moho, I will end here with the show, and I want you to know, sir, come back, and I'm handing over to Mr. Boatin. Now, Mr. Boatin, so Atwaso. Thank you very much, and have a good Saturday evening. Bye-bye. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, Mr. Broby, our senior moderator. Wamama Kwenya, so ni wa na misumaba be yemi guy kakra wa see. I mean shirao. Me pamoto, me pesa me mamote asese sisi ya 3,217 viewers. Omutie. Ti the way I say kufi we hit no mutie upa. Na nanso na say na naka na nimu esimu kakra ba sisi asresre kakra e ba na nimu, which means ono so ba be ebe fire. Me won say sisi aken for ni same. Ba umia de ba edisi a omuso be de ebetwa. Eh good. Ye no say at the end of the day no ye nyina ye hye osunu kutokuro na ye dey. As whoever emerges as the winner, no, we are all going to rally behind him, because Kennedy Nankasakura said, if these things are played fair, he will follow. Waka. To what Woody Nechini Muni said, he will follow. Sansuna Baumia de Mintis a walker dear, but me Jidisa on whoever emerges as the winner, no, he will also then follow, because you see, Baumia is always a nice gentleman, a side nice count. Welcome to the second edition of our program. Say it as it is. I say they are not crying near the year Juma. They am praying say Udi atimu di wedding. And what the Basua Yebe will talk. Over can assemble no cry. Producers production team Yebe will talk until they are ready. Now and the producer person something nice. Was a producer say me Musa say. Say it as it is, you know. Yeah, record it, and I say, yeah, am I record it?
More recorded, my
Sir Krufi, Minister Woody and Nipa Obedi Kayakas has some.
Okay, Sir Krufi say you're recording. And then again, because I'm a mamotia say, and the program now, and then, yeah, something special. You can say, production team were not going to come out with the questions. Name on the big giant panelists for no more form question, bruh. And a team Baumia for the buy. Till next week, Team Ken for so do the bed. Ebeba. Ye play fair wa hase. Send a yama team Baumia dia ban next week, Team Ken for soon. Munya mu homework, not during the course of the week, you know. More from a question in your day. As we are heading to the November 4th
na me
election.
pacho say minchwa wano a ada omuntu me fama ene because say ene na baobia for the buy dia omuso betu no muso dia ba.
And Baumia for team, no, we are dealing on the topic of Baumia for Nina. And next week is Ken for team.
Okay.
You know,
Okay, Matthias.
Ejumade where I had to ask no. Men are midimu akutreni, midin the Samo Kwesi Boatin, NPP Belgium Youth Organizer. And my timekeeper Mr. Osnoba Bakupe.
No size.
Or also the unfunny time in dia going to Miss Ramo. On funny time titi ye ma wakwenya na eya na achia bebre ne nyem enwu hia go straight to the point ya pamchom ya be go straight to the point osroba o time never start ya mo bia 5 minutes me pamchom ye toaso de ya fancy no ye san toaso enti team baumia me pamchom munhwegum wo de sisu na nya no kreso a ye be yi woto o 5 minutes let the time begin
Na me pacho Baumian omen report do say.
But omunye tu sisi etutu wa ase.
Okay.
Eti ba omi afọ me pamucho se akufi nana mu betimi e de agum. Mu of 5 minutes.
Okay. Mama nkasa se kufi mi start ha. Kwadoba no ka patriotism na mo define you from Oxford Dictionary no. Me sim you different levels. You see, abrofo no teach obo man in a way say it differentiate a lot of things. Say Asante ni Ghana nya asema. We Asante ni na say we Asante for mo mbaka so nya patriotic to the Asantes. That's how it is. Ntiye the sort of amankwatia. So wo group no mu a group no ena ekosi akan ena adwomo na si ho. Now if you group no koka group na asema wo ba bia. You are not being patriotic to the group. You are not being patriotic. Say ye de sha wonsa. Obi nso betimi ayi ama. You become a traitor. Nti yemfa no nsi ho. Na me kan say be set discipline say mo ya no kan Rwanda say mo ya wo kan. Na say Rwanda democracy ye person practice wo Ghana de ne nka ye nya democracy ni kra ye. Say Rwanda democracy na ye person be practice wo Ghana dia ene ye nya democracy. You see, sometimes you know ye kan say mo ni bebre say ade na mo me no very careful because say ya nya very careful ebedu stage bi no Nkrumah was 3 arms of government in your but wo kwado ni say Chief Collins Amoka say ye nyina we ye political as they say Nkrumah was a dictator. We all know, and people have said it, people who lived it and people who were affected. Obianim say Nkrumah was a dictator, but he still had the 3 arms of government during Nkrumah's time. Nti ano de mo can say Ken Subano was a Rawlings. It was Rawlings in the military stages, and yet Rawlings after 92. Rawlings after 92 was not the same Rawlings people knew. Say Omedi or Ntikwa or Mayor President. You know, it's different. And I'm talking of discipline. Obey discipline, you will be other mraya. No matter how you feel about the law, you have to comply by the law. You can only fight for changes. And he said, "Onu can cast only a tit for tat." Because obi shada be an interview nanu ye. Say, "Chama won't me asa wona ka fa oni we case no ron kan wo hwe na also oyo oba na oyo be ma omra mehia mo he no so be kokot also ko report no post that oyo oba." Ama say don get ya comment o kan say na say obi aye bibi to so ko report no police also oyo oba o me so amehia physically into oyo oba. You don't say that in public. Say open or mampeni dia. Because you are encouraging others to take the law into their own hands. Na makampium said, "Monhwe na attendance our parliament. Enyem na oyare. And I said, we are someone baby. Or no one can any business or jani parliament or no any business." And we are talking of patriotism and honesty here and discipline. It's a combination. Ken standard, you know, the private business, nobody has set targets for him. It is our target to me an assessment. We can only assess him based on public office here. Say, oh yeah, send a company. The next one, obey MP for 24 years. The MP's common fund, on chair near or one can MP. They are business and as ordinary you as an MP in his capacity as an MP. No. Omnifaciate here know from what he has done as a private person or as an individual. I am accompanying all those things. And
okay, Minia, I say as I'm now working in a assume. Now, also said a producer, a kind, and I say moderator, assistant moderator kind. I say as it is a yen okana and chaya yebekano creswide actual. At least, Baumia Esobaya vice president, yedim say o me juma Emma obi enko yebi or mekan be that. It is a Ken, one man of a party with billions, millions of people. That's the same pan 8 minutes sika, ebie on one sika, ebie juma, and yen MP positional, or the one sika bia, yan cano cray, say at the sets no, yabacano cray, yen dear, ye father crano, NC. Ken, me pacho, moderator, about time, now I can, would ye, Mr. Why, need him, why? It is sanity, Baumia, Enyeshi, Nanado, Emma country, say, obey a president, on one.
Thank you very much, timekeeper. Thank you very much, timekeeper. Me pacho Tim Ken, Mumbon Rim, the Okai.
That's my men of farm table.
Me pacho time asun.
That be or Jimmy Tab, no base 2 minutes.
Now time me calculate. And my 1 minute cry, we'll grab me 1 minute.
The time now, and I will burn, and I make also go data become a
because me short time moderator
okay.
Order my platforms, yeah, recording, and people are watching. Me pamucho next time no more timekeeper, my name who's any time asun, and Zana will be out there.
Me pacho Martin Dasi.
Tim Ken, me pamucho more 5 minutes.
Okay, but that's it. First of all, Nana, MP's common fund, yeah, working. So when him how Sasikano, yeah, assessing that. I don't think say you would even ask the question you asked in the first place because MP's common fund, a bar answer now be scan. We hear the signature of the municipal chief executive and I say even the DC. Ain't a MP no any DC, you know, any kuyi Sasikano. Now on the aye or mine no wage man. And a Sikano Campo no. DC no na appropriate because DC in a development MPD and Ejumane say Oshemra and you know it is just termed as MP's common fund but the one who really controls that funds you know the district chief executive or the municipal chief executive and you know so why doing it say you just can be to be account manipanidia then you are getting it all wrong. Secondly say Empo say no jollof na ye ma menu me no na ye ma the same ingredients say no aduane na I'm not sure say the taste will come out the same and you know sometimes you know obia want a choice any and obia want a way of a kind of fast or na you were talking about democracy say pork gambi democracy na ye ba practice for Ghana dey enjoy democracy. I want to tell you say in terms of governance in a democratic dispensation, you have bicephalic form of government. That is the prime minister, the queen, and also the king, and the parliament, and the judiciary. And you have the monocephalous, which we practice in Ghana. And so, ultimately, who said America and I said Europe, all these countries, yeah, they compare or the way it is not the same back home. So, if you are a leader, now be deep or minus so. Nase, you effective changer. You don't approach it the same way American president and I say UK president and I say Sweden president ever approach because these are two different countries, two different people, And we are on a different way of doing things. The socio-cultural behaviors are different. And if Ken Atanasi who said Ghana for Yusubai, we lack discipline, we lack honesty, and he wants to inculcate that into our way of doing things and get results. I think he is the man for the job. And you see, the best way of answering the question is even understanding the question. And say Ken not about a solution. You move now, your drink said that is the right way to go. Because I want to tell you, you move you didn't because ABR or your MPP person. And I said, we think how do I put it? We follow Ken because we share in his vision. You move say you opportunity to say honorable to do something for the country. The way I all can them, any the way I all go about it. That is how into our vision. You understand? You now rally behind someone who shares into our vision so that we achieve the same goal. You were talking about party, your friends, being patriotic to the party. Just recently, UTV invasion, party boys because that was a sign of patriotism. But we had the whole government machinery and even the party leadership coming out to condemn it. Naturally, say even in the party, Obiawo in the way of being patriotic. Some people thought say they are more right. Namuni Kwambia Semubura TV station, so we condemn it. Other people also doing say that was the right way to show the party say we are a patriotic member. And so patriotism a relative. Biana Ken style no and you won't penisa. But meno, that is how I want it. Obiawo a way how they dealing with the issue. The only thing is in a results. The results never. That is what we are looking for. Yeah, you did Ken in your dream said the approach Ken is using for this campaign, the message Ken is telling Ghanaians, is what will bring Ghana out of your problems. And you now rally behind him to get that results. Most of our dreams say about Umian bit in so be it. Scenario any Charlie. That is your opinion. So sometimes take time to tout the policies of your candidate rather than using all your time to attack Kennedy. No amount of attacks.
No amount of attack. Now, Chief Collins, my Musa question bio.
Yeah.
I be a Okasara say brofa mama Huntawana.
And then it's me me communicate here.
Wow, it be new. Okay, Mr. Moderator, let's go. Netamaso. Mr. Moderator, I'm so one with you.
Me wa hase pa me ti de kosupa. Nana me pacho borum sa we se kufi da koye nana koye.
Chief Collins na koye.
Sekufi neba.
Okay, se kufi borum.
Yeah, me dear Kenyano. It seems say Ghana mine and ye penny ye.
Yeah.
It is a Ghana mine ye penny dear. Nesse ye pay leader. Obetini abubu o mino ama imunipa enya fahudie. In a sense, say ye again say, oh, we let me kasa. We let me kasa. And say ma walking in ano and trofa. I mean, yansheni ya mwa Ghana mine. Ye mwa Ghana mine. The Chief Collins, so Osha UTV last week, the Omokoye or Honey Padia me catch us a planting A+, and a share send your money in answer there's questions. Are UTV for the crowd or me answer? A den and Qualano, et me call and Qualano no mukuta, et you Omukuta Sekai. A quambas no fast security or mutimi penetrating call, a call honomo. a kwan beso entina womutimi koya no A+ timi kase omom kodro no sutimi organize the trek pickups with armed robbers eba honomo enti se Ghana minia se Ghana mino se patriotism na ye kano eye dwuma pa nke A+ kwaniti yesi edi ka che no efi se letter no eye den NPP for the letter NPP for no omo just woman who say mpanifo na who say obi di asemboni bi be show mo kon enti no mo ye dey omo pacha no because NPP ne ntisa NPP for the letter no ye nyem say NPP for ono A+ na betra o ka say onim nipa o letter no eye den eno onim nipa na o letter no on confront nipa no no de be share NPP for eye party ni ate eni ye nyina na ewum yankotua obi ka se be join party no enti obi wom na so ya de na nya opa otimi free mu enti ni ye nyina ye ni abre no honorable Ken party no ye nyina ye di akiri ye nyina ye di akiri abesi ne enti obi ntimi nka se me party no me na me yese emfa ehunahuna me di party no anim no ayemra eneto hwena kofo sika ya yempia yi da bia meka because ono honorable Ken omu committee ono na kwaya se na kofo sika no momu ntia na so mutia na kofo sika eye your friend say baumia benya advantage woso enti momu ntia ni nyina na eye papa eye hunahuna oh ena nipa no pese wodi una party na dribe ye presidential na odi ye wi ana wawie afena na abekọ national ho enti obetimi akohunu na NDC fo nso saa oh mumma yenka no kure kakra mumma yenka no kure ni ewu se honorable Ken oyade but the attitude nya ekura no ne woni we mu ko oni ma ko oni me ma ko oni we mu ni nyina no disqualify no enti onu an eso fa letter pen ni paper no cho letter ebre Ghana for no ko jina showdown ayina sia o read kiro mu say mi nuanu mu yi mini we ni pasmas yako mini we yako mini we yako mini we yako mini we yako my yewe enti mi ankasa no must step down me de ma baumia eso yesa nenti ne yere no mo no sesia ne officer ne yere no mu nyina te ne nkyɛn ɛna so da bia no ne wo mu nyina kokoko a anka ema no mu nka mo mumuro no ni busa o se ne ne ya miensa anan no no mo te fie ba ko ɛna osore no no ni we ako no so no ni we ako no so no ni we ako a anka ma ni nyina bɛka bom no ma bro no busa obia oni ma bia sana honorable Ken suba na tie enti wo president no onya kokotra ho a ma akra ne bekọ akọ bro no Jubilee House ho ye mpani pasa ye pe obia obeba na the respect Ghana wo no yanko yinya the history say president bi by okana enkan okana pe obeba obaba bubi okade oka chense a ono beka cho say hwe nipa honorable Ken na twa ne ho ahia obi a wotimi yetimi ma na dwuma banti ma na dwuma na air condition 77 aden
aye
nyankopon
aye
7 times 77
Dabi
air
sakufi
condition 77
umra na so
for phone kwa no de twa ne ho ahia
oh sakufi we
ya
ya me ya yesema but no krana me here wotam na yede aso yankare say ansana Mr. Moderator ebesomu no
na betam na yesai betam na yesai
o dabi na o seka we 40 and aso
na ya 5 minutes and na 10 minutes
5 minutes 1 more 5
okay and ya come 15 minutes
Mr. Moderator continue because me was so hope you so cruci be kube
Sakofi, yeah, that's it. Sakofi, my person tells us a program where you say it as it is. Me bomb kai say you group people so FN NPP supporters worldwide. As a group we audio video but also say they see on YouTube, can the Japan ni A plus, but now who can want to say A plus? What change? As is here where you can
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Na
and
me pesa meka.
me pamucho minimum some more group on this one because audio no say kufi the better so no same. Kennedy necessary on A plus. But then there was some who can say why is on Kennedy? Kennedy can be man.
Oh yeah, the woman say no credit eba coupe. Esan say A plus.
Who just 2 minutes.
Yeah,
David,
esan say
only
A
minutes
plus.
or seconds.
Esan
Just
say
answer Kennedy can one on count.
Esan say A plus yeah Kennedy main supporter. Enunti and I me suggest say Kennedy count, but I didn't they planting
Yeah, me that's it.
A plus and
Me
one
that's
plan is idea.
Miss me that's it. Tisa woka same way so then we also do have the right to say Sebaumia and an advice dear. Now mamoni nkoye dear then Baumia is part of it, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but me account.
Okay, that's Again, me pamucho. Me say program way. What did you say? Na nya no kura. Ye be expose you. Eti me srawom. Again, where the mo sumpa. Listeners na eti no so mo sumpa nana
Na
money
me
pay you.
so say ama mo ne mo dia bi na
Dabi,
enkoye.
sacrifice.
But for example now, for example now, the
Dabi
map.
mesram.
Nana, mama o mrano wa bim.
Mena
Mama
me
o mrano wa bim.
Me na
Oyo
me
mo wane
atua
ni
me.
wasem ana de to platform ne so.
Oh,
Ana me use side go ani busta no. Ana no waka na num asem. It me srew. Ye be moving forward. Till Ken, more 5 minutes, more room.
Okay.
I don't even know where to start, to be honest. I say goofy answer no man and I throw me off. The goofy say na do amemu boni way say never is the count there. And then say na what came you? And in fact baba ne ma ken na yanku anymore. Because o candidate no our responsibility in what has happened.
Kojo mebo room sisi ya. Mebo room sisi ya. Ma stop it time no. Ba mebo room sisi ya. Me pa ucho. Nana do amamu no enya amamu boni. Koso ye MPP ni. Ene mebi na atochi. Misrew.
But enyama mu boni.
West no obe yusu ni ye. I say there baby no credit dan.
Yeah, the better. Thank you.
Misrew. Me say time no. Into betimi asa to aso. Wo extra also no ba or extra.
Mema 1 minute account. Mema 1 minute account.
Into kojo utimi to aso.
Okay. I think that Kameka said midna baby midna, but anyway, me Kametwa so unze nana ka sembi program na ka say start here no say it as you can no mo say baomia for the question beba question no me nya hu question no and I say omo the question na to hold there
Me pacho
question na ye treating no baomia for na de bae. Omo no de bae.
Oh, this question that
Yes,
they are
baomia for na de bae.
okay. Oh, nice one. So Nana Kasano Kabibi to say being patriotic to the party, and sometimes Ken Ebe Kasao na amount for I take Ken issue no out of context. Now Nana my example say being patriotic to the party. One of the ways of being patriotic to the party is to give money to the party in 1992, in 1996, when the party needed money to move on. And then the patriotism no. I'm just making a point. Or can be to say Paul Kigami democracy. Democracy na ye what see na emebnu to me sorry no my boy TV station. I know na partner. I don't know. Is that the kind of democracy we want? And as a democracy now, to me to say ewa masama na nipa be miensa nipa be 4 almost to the same as us. Is that the kind of democracy we want? You see, we have to move towards a place where there's a strong the arm of the law is strong enough. What I say? Unim say uto bibia unim say wato adeni ya odia. We don't have that in our country. There's a lot of kalabule. Friend is saying there's another word, patapa, sem for no reason. You know, we need that. We need a strong arm, not of a person, but of the law, to run any juma for the benefit of everybody. You know, Oko Rwanda, they have a day, I think Wednesday, between the hours of 6 and 9 a.m. Obian drive it. The whole country doesn't drive, and it's a law made by their parliament. Omu na obia si form na obia nanti aprapa omu krom omu wia after 9 p.m. 9 a.m. no go say na cars no. I shall say rounds view. We need. I'm not saying say the same thing. I'm the I'm a person me and say I was say so ba a place in our nation where the law works, and then no oko Ghana oko ikrom utibe ujina baby ubon say mate ni amount for enum koko ni ade wo car mu ni ade omu wia odruba stop bia no aprapa no dey go form. No more to carnico. You cannot do that in Rwanda. It is Rwanda only number Rwanda born so say Chroma I come. You see, it's not the kind of democracy we have. We cannot have the kind of democracy we have and continue to live in the kind of places we live in. It's sad. You know, I'm a football. I don't know Pierre Gunsum and so you by fire is I don't know so you by fire now. Was a party way near and as a party way near no money. Meanwhile, ye Easter see the ball a beko ball so no. Yeah, the ball a go in swim. Now, yeah, the go got the money ade. Oko Rwanda, you can't do that there. It is for that reason the enquant, you know. If we get the Rwanda kind of democracy, I prefer it. I prefer it 100%. Oko Germany, say red light and so I say me and nantin fa kwan because they will catch you for jaywalking. Oko New Yorker is the same thing. You know, we need that. It was say randomuye ding to the extent that obia didn't so. Because at the moment, no, obia pe enoye. We don't want that, to be honest. We need to move on. And yes, our mind on baby age and baby wache. Because we beat to say recently, a guy or majelini, by banker or majelini. And you know, a science canoma, 90 million no lose you. There were people on the board of directors of Capital Bank. Up to now, no, nobody is holding them accountable. We are making one man a scapegoat for the sins of an entire board. You know, and so many people, I don't want to go into it. The arms of the law of Ghana needs to be strengthened, and Ken is the candidate to be able to do that. Sekufi a beginning or say Ghana ni penny ye. So Ghana year, I don't think you vote for Dr. Baumia. The last 7 years, Dr. Baumia has been part of this government, or any new ideas or any better ideas there has been the opportunity for him to bring those ideas on board. But unfortunately, those ideas have not done anything for us. And so I don't see why we should give him another 4 years. Personally, I don't see it. You know, Opa, ABR, some of you see it. I don't. 7 years. You see, I believe in the government of merit. In life in general, and I just believe in merit. DNYA. That 7 years near the mount. And yes, oh, yeah, gentle. And our PhD. And near Kukro, my near the assurance. I say, Bumaino. Meanwhile, ideas I would buy in a Juma. The dollar also be arrested. No dollar in 12 cities.
Dollar ne de ya chin asin say we ebeba kakra. Ya kada say utam no ayede aso. Eti facha me kwadwo make good points. But menu asame oye moderator assistant no. Wono osan ye chief timekeeper no. Wonu say truck driver. Eti with himself red light pa de oduru a wonchwem because wohwema onko fie na e ka da na chi no want to mean to ya etwa there. Mr. Moderator me demand
Timekeeper me da for our so body and see I am microphone with juma be ye be to be la mami. Kojo me paucho submission I make it was really nice, but I think say seeing is believing, what I say. And
yeah.
I think say metibi nkofobia like Rwanda semi aukan me call Rwanda, so I don't know how our rules near then etie ewo ho. And Ghana for bebre no so akoye nkofobia sebio aden wonye ma yehu ya eya na ye din say they will believe you. What I say, maybe that is somehow the reason why ebi omusunji ebi mundi. So what they say be a Dr. Baumia or so betimi aye. But mumma na kwenya no ema ni nye nti no mepa mcho menye weni musa misrew. Or your mate on your driver, misrew. Or your mate on your driver. Ebia mumma ne meye driver no. Inti no kase ebia mumma ni sa kwenya no se on your driver na obetimi aye. So what you say? It there was someone who ti sa point na se kakra ewo ye vice president ho. Sa so na
Obama Mr. Kufi 30 seconds.
tim nyamotre. Sa so na timba umiafo nso no. Musu se wasa moti ase se. Kan ne meye vice president boda no watimi aye president. Tinsem ni bi wono no so wo kan I was say timba umiafo so moti na se. So what you say? I am being fair here. You play parts ma obi o. You fair wa hase. Nana patcho over 5 minutes.
One moment 30 seconds ni bi o.
Okay, very good.
30 seconds.
One. Ken Yebi. Ken ono ankasa akase onye gent nti minister kra wontumi ni. Ompe. Entinu it is difficult for us to assess him on public office because ono ankasa eka yenye ne yeka. Nti yenhye ho no enso. Then
Nana pause. You be boy room. Sisi what time the air be pause ni aboy room. So oka say Ken any Juma as public officer being a MP is it not public office. Na botre me say sisi ade oka ye de beto ho pepepe. Being an MP no is it not a public office.
Oh yeah, Ken
That was my question.
Oh yeah, Ken Juma, Ken team. Oh yeah, Juma man.
Very good.
Obi interrupting. A question na moderator busa no. Otimi to aso.
Enuntina me bisa a question say. And an assessment as an MP. Anything beside a question say the MP common fund maybe side. Chief Collins back MP's common fund. Yes, this in the battle you MP no. And now they propose as a when I'm person. And what is canon? Had I say best check now and I say whichever thing you want to do with it. Una would decide and o my this in a bakoya de namount. Say a contractor, one of the Yadiama contractor or
Yeah, but you're breaking it down.
MP's common fund as on America.
Yeah, and it's breaking it down.
Yes, we're breaking down.
And I can watch them on a time now.
Say common fund or a choir, one I would decide in your scan bay and a DC, you know. I say, Sanya man, or be quite immediately the scholarship, our constituency.
Yeah.
In personally, I have worked on this thing directly into India. My quite
Okay.
Then, because Yen says as an MP, and I'm just young the performance of our parliament. His contributions, suggestions, or the about parliament here, yeah, debate here, yeah, accepting. One, from all the narrations of Ken, he's not a team player. Because all the time, on no force in the Ken, others are wrong. We nipa 5, 6, 10, namukoye meeting. What do you propose aba? Nase, ubi nipa base 7, force in the order by and you have to go by it. That is the teamwork, group work. Chief Collins ne kwaju ekamba omia dollar ho asem. Mun compare the pound to the euro and the dollar. Na mun kanche for the past 2 years, what has been the strength of the pound, the dollar, and the euro? And the euro ne dollar ayepe. And so mu Belgium amudi euro. Na euro was higher than the dollar. The difference the paso. And so they are close, very tight. Who difference you? Pound academy. And so much UK, you are happy. Munko US, they kill people every day on the street. People are happy. Say UK, US is safe. Is it the first time any call the radio station? Akoye Bibisa. And so now we MPP ni just because a bank for being you are opposing the sitting government or the sitting regime. You are making it as if it's MPP for the hooligans. And you are the same person you want to come and lead. You see, sometimes more can sound you or man. Neja be say was nti muwie na wo be lead dia. Is it the same hooligans you are going to lead? Say BBC a moma ye nyina hu say ebi obi aye bi bone, but don't make it as if say eye obi time obi and wa ma nipa bi ye omonkoye bone. Enya fine. And let's say call a data credit. And that was the words he was saying. Now say you can't nipa ama nipa din se mu a ono nkata so obeka at the data force for no court at o matino o man court. Enyo na mom court akapa mo judge. Na no nso ni go hono ma ya mo me nkeka kan ma enkoye te say bia we are the same party but we are kicking against ourselves. Data force na and all of us say only a kasa mom o man kopa mo judge en fi court. Attitude na sa na ye can when there. Mr. Baumia is more focused. Or he will not be distracted by any tangential issues. Or ye focus. Anytime because say ye can't say obi MAD or my anima. We look at other factors. Business now or caso better elupre when to me and into a failure na. Or caso better at the age of 60 when to me and into a failure. There are certain things beyond man's control. Yet the piano now target our set to be near this so. It is about me can say about $1 and as dollar work on the economy. Yen na munim nearby ya and near Makosa munim. You are all in foreign countries. You know what is happening there. But you talk as if say Ghana dear Unyankopon boy say ye to boba Eddie a being kanye bibia nkoso from. Nemo se bi kokan be pepa ne o papa na antimi anhwe wontina oboa bekan enya fine me say mama wo ken for assignment mon ko fam last bill electricity bill from 2022 and from 2023 yen compare mon ko fuel mon ko check price of fuel gas e wo the UK Belgium na mon famre yen fan compare na ya can't say UK government no say Belgian government almost omabonwa ni enyina ye hu. You don't come and sit here and just because you want to be president or by all means no abekan sema wa woni say the reality is not the issue of the person, is the reality of the global dimension.
Nana wafa ya kakra ye hasero ye petrol no €1 769 cents.
As at last year's lesson.
Oh, I know there's even Corona time ne ebedu samine ebe 80 cent meboa and 90 cent. Corona time no.
Nana, I think said the timekeeper person and say, say you and then maybe my mama perfect example to Ghana. Baby, I do in toast, no, okay, baby, I do in toast.
Akumada.
Rice, I did tone toast will be a Udiano, and yet the same see a diabacra, I ton, because of the transportation in your mind, I come. Sebi, go way fuel, you too full Ghana.
Yeah.
But in Shishepa, I end up with Muntino, and the man that was a kukru fufroso, and sana samba you crew mubium, near Tony Cassia. So what I say. Enti baby a yen to sa dear no can normally need dear a whole price in there was say ye but baby you too need dear a sense dear no wo honey need dear I was saying ka price no in shishie pa eda kwemu na nka the price ye den e bafom. I hope say what they may patch it
I am not talking of
because who can fool asem and me say Ghana say ye fool I was obedient say Ghana ye fool. But you need machines in your money, the bay, and Utina, Amana boy, no. But the meme trying to say, Sankabia is shiny, come on, because Quasibro, you come my yen, I yet see, you know. I dear who crum was a Quasibro, ma who foreign, a woman, Mrs. Zero. So what I say, we know that. Quasibro, ma who foreign, and Mrs. In when you crum. International na yensu Africa for na Ghana to be specific no. Ade na de any free ye krom ni yesu yentimi the law bi mba na omuntimi sisi ye. Eno ne yasem sebe. Eno tina me di nto system ebe.
Mami 1 minute per min clear.
Martin.
Near
Equine.
Me patch was 1 minute. Me patch 1 minute.
Yes. Or 1 minute.
There are 2 ways. Contract of the your resources a different issue. We are talking of price. So even assume say yankasa ye tono maybe 10 pesos at a particular point in time. Now be binti about 12 and as a 13. A 2 different issues. In terms of UK honeymoon, what was the price at a particular point in time, and what is the price now, and what caused the price change? And my point is, let us debate or look at what caused the price change. And yes, say contract in the year and as contract in the year, is a different issue. But the price change.
Sir Krufi, woman the time no a bit.
I'm talking of the price change from ABIA 2020, 2021. What has caused the price changes all over the world? And Ghana. Even if you go to Venezuela, go to Libya, go to the Qatar and Saudi Arabia, price changes has affected them.
Okay.
That is what I'm talking about.
1 minute.
I saw a cry, my cry.
Mr. Moderator, please, you can take over.
Tim Ken, me pa chojo de tutu dwa no, mu mo rem na mo rebattle.
Collins.
How many minutes, please?
Chief Collins, where the
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Why? Now, no, I think Nana will make a very good point, but he's confusing 2 things. Your foreign exchange issue, which is what Bawumia promised to arrest, is totally different from cost of living crisis. There is a global cost of living crisis. Petrol no last year or UK no, and yet the same price na yeton is say. Russian-Ukraine war no, Emma fuel, anything energy related, whether it's gas or electricity, and answer fuel edigu yekamo, Emma prices no cost because of the instability. Now, one thing we have to note is Israel Hamas war is a better cost na a cost rubium. Because it was stabilizing.
But point of correction, Israel and Palestinian war.
No, Israel Hamas, but I choose it very carefully. And Palestinian, the people they are fighting against Hamas and Palestinian. But what Bawumia promised us was the arrest and
Reminding
of the city. And cost of living. It's all Busame say UK prices last year, any UK prices this year, Senate here. And that's not what Bawumia promised us. He didn't promise to reduce the fuel prices. He said he will arrest the dollar. It was very clear. Okay, Chief Pacho, over to Matuaso. I just wanted to make that clear.
Now, make catch and say before COVID, the crown, not like 8 cities. It's so we can say a world crisis now. Ama or minor could review drew now. Then they are not being factual. Sometimes they MP before and we conceal some of the information for the betterment of our party. But say Moye say Mube used to that as an experience to persuade everybody. Then we will not let it go. Politics now the affair of politics of convenience. Time biano or share assembly. It's a man very contradictory. Nana me studying for some time. He's very, very contradictory about things he says. And then we say a day na ken no ayewo ni krom honom ye they say why you say. Now you've not been there to asema ye kan unjindi anase kan ye kan keke. But what sa ni pay ya ti ni san ka kire say yenko UK, yenko America, yenko ayemia me ti UK. Mesu bi nimnia o kan na America. I don't know. I've not seen it. Ni awuka say e wo Qatar no. I've not seen it. Enti no o ka kire me say Ken krum honom niamo he ka say wa ye ni say no. Won fa wani hu ye ti unjindi sa na wo so comparison in Yamana Wokikano. I can't also take it. And that politics of convenience, when it suits your cost, there, what they cancel. But say you cannot say how you try to tweak it. Or say Kufi Babe accused Kennedy Japan of masterminding what happened at UTV. catch here say can Japan condemn party boys when another panelist are mukasa for the same person. They come Baumiana Kasan because Muni message needs you guys are not strategic. They be no we cast them for now, we cast them for. When Sir Kufi is accusing Ken, so no mastermind mind they are the man you see no on only A+ and a year. Also, Janaze said, and then they Ken more party for because what happened there no ever benefit no. Which is which? A Ken and as a party boys in the me. The guys who went there, guy no Kasai no madam for your friend Mandela or a youth organizer, Ewo Greater Accra, mini Mandela pa ye. And he's a Baumia supporter. He went there because of the sentiment of Elise program not ending more the candidates Baumia. So he led some guys on one click and no one had a hand in it. And today, what percent more share Tim Ken for because when we said they are more embarrassing. Party leadership they went to beg because the blunder it was causing for the candidate Baumiano. The news said
Me pacho over to me am my evidence Nana Collins or Henry Collins, Chief Collins. Say no crest say a Baumia and for the quest adian.
oh yes. And I'm about Nipani Din Mandela called the Facebook page here or a youth organizer or Greater Accra. My body me too Mandela or Posti Baumia, he campaigns for Baumia. Guys, now no mujina we no meet me point you be out, but anya they are no mass speech. Meaning say Mandela and Ekasano. So that is the evidence for you. Go to Mandela's Facebook page and check for yourself.
All right.
Chief Collins, me boy room, me patro Mandela me pa. Actually, Mandela ye me cousin enuya.
Hey!
Yes, nyabotre. Mandela ye me cousin enuya, and he used to be for Jogati. If you want to know the truth, he used to be for Jogati. But Jogati drop away, you know, and of course in Baumia. It's in India. Yes, if you want a confirmation, dear, that is how it is.
Yeah.
You still have 30 seconds to go, Chief Collins.
30 seconds to go.
So media, I just want Nana Onye or stay focused. He's a good communicator and very affluent, but like because of politics of convenience now they be not contradicting him and even contradict the other party. No. Sebe, sometimes Mitie Kojopa and Sana may make him a submission so that it toes the line. The same way na Kojoso Yeno. Senia a bit to me line. No. So we have a united front. But on this proof, you know, they be no we nam hana we nam ha. I feel very sorry for them. And a fault. But candidates no mudi nechi nankasano. Only message. Ain't no the BC no manuesi.
Okay, yeah, declare why are the Yamishra women so are super pepe.
Part of the
Mr. Moderator,
Team Chief, me pacho. Only message in the air who are joining a walk out because team we said team we say Kofi me can't send the candidate in the message. Sansun and Anson me can't send the candidate in the message. So menti ya crowd or mama yati as say our message that time no drew you or the better out because on person or the baby to no be able to and I'm so they have a message. They do. Welcome, Mr. Jenkins. Welcome, Mr. Jenkins. Team Baumia, the only two will be a would be a no Caribbean, Pacho Mumon room.
Okay. Sir Chief Collins, any Kwajo, mostly comparing cost of living, standard of living. Mesama euro need dollar. When we talk of the exchange rate, Mesa check the euro and the dollar rates over the past period. Say Krufia Samo Kafa UTV as a one. I'm Madam Becken, it's not contradictory. And not the can on the Kokan war, Takradu. Or use UTV case, as a case of embarrassment for MPP. So what I see now, all can and some be a family. And I'm also made interested.
No, me trust me, Pacho. Okay. He also Kennedy say case na see no say na Kennedy enka ho ana A+ ankoye dwuma ma Kennedy fanko gina platform so enka Kennedy enko gina platform so enka ndi busa UTV for nankasa babusa say aden utiafia pokua o say eye me nwanwa say ekwanya mremu we create me fa so ewura babia UTV Miss eye ni program no eye ni nwanwa enti wonti ase o ma hi kwabena sante onu so bekan o say aden ekwa be na mrante timi koye saade we mutimi pass it through security o mudi kokoye eye planting A+ the first interview on say A+ connected Kennedy to assembly he said adentina sase we see no honorable ken sorry obeka ebebo party nechia muntimi nka na hwe na asem we aba me na mu bebusa me opekire sei me nia ye nyankwala wo party no ye nyina ne edi akire enti say strategy honorable ken ene ne nkofo afa omo pese omo group party no egu party na nimu ase no all these things no account enti the attitude na ye kan wasem aye honorable ken the attitude no ena ese wasisa because ontimi kwaka party ni ho asem bone ewo baabi no ofiri onum a wabeka bi piate party no the pie no ye o party no and so presidential candidate our party no o person obefa party no edi anim o nipa nkofo no omoko emu hwan na atimi aka asem afa ho and so region pia honorable Kembedu pia eso odidi o matem edidi MPP for hotem e can somebody form the attitude of honorable Ken and eso jai MPP yempe obisa obabedi anim yempe obisa because we have the attitude me say ni chroma syndrome pemu pa no or better so 25 good years no one can yema pa waye wo ho one can yema awaye wa syndrome pem our so odibedi party nanim hwe ni fact is obi anyina no eyo no anadwuma enti obegina ba bi yes wa fa work 7,200 na nya no kra na ebia budget so ye won this time no false message SLA good message enti obi twantra amanfo ebedi na chi no edoso say obi a woka no kre enti utimu say amanfo edi honorable Ken chi nyina no entro kwa no omudi ajen cancer woka ho entro chief yi no woka ho bi and tronkwa and a man for eto. Now obeko grants near beko delegate in hono. And on better say and yan tro and we
Sacrifice a year emeranaso. Yeah, it's here the Maranisona a year juma. It's mema in town where's me ha me moderator. Why?
Thank you very much, timekeeper. Sacrifice. Me bacho Baumia ba Sudan Wayama the constituency. Baby ofri.
Baumia constituency. Baumia first of all, Baumia the constituency or Baino on one MP or home. Baumia ye the whole nation vice president. And the Usha Ghana card, Usha free SHS ambulance. Our tutoy ni nyina or yama Ghana for Baumia nyama yama Ghana for and so no nikro mukwa wa gukwan ensio was wa mom ensio free wa mom nyama bebre honorable Ken meka asendom pem enyama wa ye ho won femra ni ehwe.
Okay, thank you very much.
Ukoni krom a eho is akakra na eho ni abrochire baby ayayepe
Me that's Sacrifice. Based on asemna wokan
What am about we are for cracks no.
Mr. J Kasanya botre dear me person metie awo Mr. Kufi ne say Baumia, who submission now the man, or say Baumia is for the whole nation. This our catch up says, send the chrome were good quota or baby, then someone is not being fair to the other cities because he's for the whole nation.
Yeah.
If he's for the whole nation, dear, and there's also a four no chrome no quota, our baby. I was so timid, mo beer, and I'm a what. Because submission now with Obekasau, or submission now we are making me say, Ken, I have for a sim dump him, ain't he can't there any core duties, say a sim dump him dear, also Timmy baby war. And 1 year, and nothing and when ya woo bonnetino. Tis about me for the whole nation, dear. And it's just about me, Sabu, the crew mupe, and also good in a quota. I was so good the whole nation. A quota. I hope so. What did they make?
Matiwas here.
Okay.
Now make you
Ubebem. Just a question weapon and Bissau, send a bear with me. Now, Tim Ken, Mumbo Rim, Namunko.
Me pacha membrem. Me pacha Ken go for them all. Aha. As a Kofi. I'm not as able to do second. Japan bring me £25,000.
And you're near the car.
Hey, that be and no, what as a marker, you could go for no more Baumiano. Also, my Bimudo. Yenya Casa won't want you, sir. Baumiana, and other than Sue Buffa and Crum, Nifu, Choir, no Munyaka Ancono, and he will go here. What a war about me, I thought it was no. And he will go here. Sakufi and the cray, also the Biamica. Missing the cray about pen control doors, which are going to pull for more. I can't for better. Can I just someone and work can't what I walking? Was it Baumiano work for Ronquatana, Busa Mokoyano, Bang Mukose Mombusania, Yafamo, Bang no Dino Crema or and Mobusian, Diagana, quite. And you be a minute, Fat Obia, you want one Duma, and what could be our fault. But what you're done in a day about Kwama deeper Palatino. I dear Goyama Confanochi, Woyama Tamil Hospital, Yama Qualibuno, were Vini Panquamu, and Sana 37 days 6 million. What are Tamania Penunia Pena Empida? Tama Utrisi, Chidro home, a Daban night, some Kolan Muda. Corasan Dumpim. Boys, me knew I am Domba Basso. One of me a mom's class of Wabaha. Women are quite empty, the person of mom's class. And the patron to be a boniani until a young couple castle who's so bonipano and now of him to Tumba Flano, a man mouse, Manus of Bonipa, Sakufu Kahubi, and a couple castle who's so bonipano. Because you
moderator, Okofe Jenkins Sabaha said, because wonderful can some I said dump him. One cough me who said I said dump him. Wonderful can I be crying at the internet so. And some was your mom. Keep quiet. Wouldn't the palm of an hour? Wouldn't the palm or no sooner nipper or my baby? Can I get a what a woman,
no, hey, Miss Ramon, an idiom and penny for, and ya young Kwana Sebi Yeti. I hope any Ebusian for a cassia eso 80. Moma Yakasa, and yet day. Said the be a Mr. Moderator, Ekan, yes, Ram, and Yantoka, any Ebecon.
Yes, I'm going.
Mr. Jenkins, there be when a yadan exchange of voice.
There be as a Wakano, Waka,
on your first, Mr. Jenkins.
because what can some come in the month man come already.
Ofeje me patro me kasa Mr. I think says see ya wo nipa no less than 3,000 na hwe program na kwa kofo ani je ho. And me gidi say the enti e man kofo ani je ho ne say the way you moderate your program na ye kan ya asem na atem didi ani mu ne nti no e man nipa bebre ni je ho me pam.
Nse me ni obi atem.
Ofa ye bu ye ho aba be si mre we mu enti mo me nto aso saa me pam cho. Obia benya ne mre no waka na asem. Nemo say we kana at the end of the day yen ti de wo pese wo kan. But obia benya ne sisi a producer krama mati as say and 4,100 and something, almost 4,200. It's in the pay. This is not the time I was here. The year sisi a. Obia pese NPP edin kunim no break 8 no. And you think na ya say ada age a ye nyina ye den yete a. Me sa hye say Seba umie wini a ye nyina ye bedi nachi sanso na Ken su wini a ye nyina ye bedi nachi na de akwa na che seba umie na Ken ne be wini Dr. Koto da so wo mu
Mutu amo na kotu atwa fa yeso.
Dr. Koto wo mu sanso na de ni mo su ye den ewo mu omo nyina ye MPP ma iti be pa mo chon mo mi etu ye boase na ye nya ade no ne ye fa wodo enye den enye misra mu Mr. Tim Ken, Jen Kansa Kasai, and a team Southway say Kufi Sube. Nana Okasai Ache, Metro voice Ache. Nana,
There be some man can say me, and I'm on the trouble. No, Debbie. Why are you fair? Because what can say make it
Wafaje, Mr.
Oh, 2 minutes.
Program, no, me na me moderating. And me wa kwenye bia so obi ye bibina mani ndi wa me
Okay.
me was all right no me pa ucho isi a me da kwenya na ma nana se kufi su ye dede eno ti na ma fa kwenya ama se kufi no na mo me de ama nana what na se ache borem Mr.
Yeah, before I me kasa no say ye hwe na emerson be a platform so you very because yes personal issues other especially among we the panel members no as a be too personal and emotional until your best say crucial ne Mr. Jane Cancer in Pacho monhwe na those personal issues and as sometimes we can do those things behind the scenes but same main platform no so there your best say in yeah okay obi bisa question say MC moderator no bisa te kufi say ensu afa say love ho no baby na say say New York okro na say ensu fa ho enti ensu de say e ba say be fa baby a it doesn't matter how good the road is it can come enti no de one again. Then coming back to Ken again, say you can development is say Ken, because of his business idea, let me use the word Nisika or Winton. You are finding it difficult to differentiate between his role as an MP and his role as a philanthropist. Say in Kayetumi, as an MP, when am I? And then no Mia made me pim. For example, Tamale, is not yes. And he didn't do it because he's an MP. He did it because he's a philanthropist, somebody who wants to help. I don't have a problem. Separate. Secondly, when we come to Dr. Baumia, because we didn't see him more in his private life. No? Everything he's doing, it is assumed that he's doing it because he's the vice president. We still associate it with being a vice president. Also, people can say an achievement were here. And yes, we see factory any achievements. Even the mere fact that on your PhD is an achievement because people have struggled in life and they couldn't attain their PhD status. The fact that Oye Dumo Bank of Money is also an achievement.
Timekeeper, Pacho.
People have struggled even to get work in rural banks and other banks they couldn't get. He got work at a Bank of Ghana. Becoming a vice president is also an achievement. So these are personal achievements. And you will be an a business. Otherwise, you are telling me, say, the professor now Ocha Adewo Legon will need achievement. Yeah. On achievement, they say he has been able to turn out somebody like Chief Collins, somebody like Kwadwo. Also, an achievement, you know. Otherwise, we can say, which are they wouldn't achievement. Enti obiane ni area owa achievement, why an achievement. Nti and obey president, vice president also. He has performed certain functions here. It has also inured to the benefit of a lot of people, including Kwadwo and Chief Collins. Mo ka nsase hu nsem. Sebia sekrufika na mo Ghana card no. Mo ba bridge the head ni. Obitimi ye aduma 3 years. Etimi tua be say 40,000 euro. E dey mo be just to get a card in Belgium. Ubemba Ebreye illegal or ye aduma etua $30,000, $40,000. Edia mo be say on farm one na onya ID card. Send your baby obitimi atran ha. Ebi ni Ghana nti ene Nigeria ni bedu Ghana kwa onanam ho after 2-3 years ye voters ID card no so akogina se me baje voters ID card. Sa ID card no okay, it worth more than 100 interchanges and amount for ntiase. Senya ID card na wa chire ha nka ye nyina ye tuba hache. But ID card ya oba awonye nti na ma bebre eguso wo Ghana na say baby a wo kra wo do ho asi. So these are some of the achievements are also by Bemun Wapwa Ama Ghana and so Yekoyanim. At least he's not the main person. He has supported Nanado in most of his achievements, and Nanado also pushing Ghana to another level. As I said, Mumbai can say be Nanado were failing. Yes, that is your the judgment. But to any objective person, to any person who knew Ghana back 7, Obekanchira will say Nanado Abano has performed well, has put economy the country on certain track here. Say Yanyamre Edabotre Emma Abana Yebedu Babia Yenina Yehe. Because 2008 on Bayer elections. Over Kwamufa. Oh, besides no Egil Petty. Umsan says also support MPP. No Umsan said they was it to be honest. Or no at Bruchri. And Yama Kufodi Gua Kwemu or Ghana Nina. The same Yama ne web Bruchri. Until he doesn't see any other government coming to introduce any new thing in Ghana, be different from what Kufuor has made. And it's true. Yebahaya Nyaji a free medical care, and most of us enjoy public transport, education, and a Ghana for a work which comes among Ghana. The next thing Yebe Buana said, Sanyama Yebe improving the quality. Quality ni kosra obia ebenya the benefit of it.
All right.
But
Quality ni kosra obia benya the benefit. Me pacha omre no ayemre. Eti me but
Okay. Thank you very much, timekeeper.
Yeah.
Nana Mesrewo, what's I think say you made very good submissions. And then again, no, Dr. Asamno Kaya about the ID.
Moderator at the corner.
Mummy moderate.
I'm saying Kwadwo pushing the phone.
Onias and Pedro Lana Betiaco.
Dabi oh asempa.
Kwadwo na yes sir.
Oh, that's more.
Of a J, Midias and Papa. Why? Yes, and Papa, Miti the okay, Nina. Now back to the American about Nanani say, Sana Doctor Ekano, ID card in there, whether we like it or not. Young Ghana for a yetu kwanya yaba approach, ID card in there, and win ya pa, and win ya. I was seeing in a yetiminye bi. Nemo the adeba kwa emsen na uka ya me pese me
na sɛ breti ɔmo ni adi card azo ɔmo ne nam hɔ
ofeje mesrew. Enyewe bi say it na wo ya na meka wo ka chem se mini asempa. Se moderator kasa, moderator na kasa wo fa mesrew. Me pa ucho. Anyways, nana wasem na meka ne say ya ID card ni de ya nyakopo aye ya adoma me yetu kwan akwa amana no ni de nim say ID card no ehu hia pa. Na ye kuro mufo no mo Ghana na sebi osisi ya no enema ntuto yie no u preach ID card na sema omo nya ho nti ase nti me no nyina adwuma say o se ye mo ti ID card no den ase. And then again no yen transunion tutu niema yie si ya tutu niema yie a Ghana be kra be hwa ma se obi free ase ekura akọ Ghana no wo pe ID card na eno ne bo be ye dentise na kromu ase se na wo na de to se wo beto no ye beto sa ID card no me mama ti ase se aka 15 minutes near the program no aba ewie ye into obi an wrapping it up see no Team Ken for no I was 7.5 minutes. Sana Team Baumia for was 7.5 minutes. Team Pamucho, Obi Biara, the Okunyan fan to Jano, Patuja. Na yen wrap it up. There were 15 minutes. The program will end 2 hours, 30 minutes per pepe, which means
me yɛda kanfo ase sɛ nnɛ adeɛ ɔkɔyɛ ntakorade no asɔ Ghanafoɔ nyina ani nti kanfoɔ no monto aso ba me sɛ minutes monto aso
Media, make a criminal majama kujo. Every the pass finally, say Krufenya ni team for Mr. J cancer because sa ono see it become big man here. Say Krufi wa hey and now no say Ken Yeremo 37. Echna na or say why na obey you know sa abodia kekano. Ye find your politics. Say politics of personalization ya de no ade bia agrobi e manipa form and I say the any high ba enti no me the pass ene obi man no a taste of his own medicine me who say Kofi for the first time na ne nya brepa enti no dia me kan no me the pass we nya it before man no esi kwadwo obetimi ato aso.
Because in Shada Nyami Hunti as your papa, you know, normally be or ya nanane se kufi kano. But say, you know, a very, very contradictory, you know, so to me can be say okay, well, me go into it. But se kufi and try they go a chief or room, you know, but I think you are the first person to blame Obiase, especially Ken Camp, no say Chantro, you know, but in Toronto, channel, I know it, you know, to me, I say, Honorable Jane Kasako Jiska, £25,000, and you know, correct, but also, me and Kanwa, but I had no extension of platform, no, maybe, and I say platform, no, extension, you know, it made the Baha, Ebeka, but I know, Honorable Jane Kasako now also on TSA. You know, to make a car na Ken near no a tray and a mobile bono near the like how can you speak like that? I mean, you know, in some way, okay, initially, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to even person
Yeah,
also person also because it's also so enkosi baby, to be honest, you know, and you're fine. And the can I one chrome onye hwe woni chrome na ye nim dia na ye yo MP nana kasa no ka say MP as MP the achievements as MP we cannot tell the difference between him Ken as a philanthropist and Ken as an MP Siekaf Ken as an MP in Kwan. MP, the Constitution of Ghana makes it very clear. Say MP is not for developmental issues. MP purely for making the laws of the Republic of Ghana. That's the role of an MP.
Yes.
MP ANC saying 6-block classroom for school. Emma Obia. MP doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Yama Sadeno MP. You know, that's the role of the district, and I say municipal assembly. No, omojuma no developmental issues. Any normal issues, well, environmental, any those things, no, and no na omojuma. MP nyesa say bane kwan a kwan be a feeder roads and a kwan be a Ghana Highways Authority.
Yeah.
So okay say MP DNY near Baumia I kwan on the chrome near there and ya Baumia Juma no. Let me be fair to the man as well. And then the Juma is there obitra kwan on the chrome. That's not the vice president's role. You know, this particular vice president was the chairman of the Economic Management Committee. I also be arrested dollar na mine. Ye di adwuma ne man because of this. And so ne dollar ne nam he. You know, you can say cost of living crisis. That's a totally different thing. Exchange rates are different from cost of living. Cost of living crisis ne di nyina nemu. Energy bills cost ro full boy thing. But okay. The dollar rates for the other neighboring countries of Ghana, West Africa. The list is out there. And yeah, list no.
The francophone phone is different from Anglophone.
Asa, okay, the way Ghana they na fall there, horrible. Opa producer power, opa. On here the worst performing currencies. Google the worst performing currencies in West Africa, and I say in Africa. Now here baby Ghana the number. But we came to this. We formed this government based on the best economic brain ever, which was Dr. Baumia. And after him being on the team, and now Koka almost a mate on your driver. Now mate your driver.
So we mate to so a driver. Oh, me moderator. Emma me time.
Also 7 minutes no. Ason.
Me patch ason.
No. I can't go for the do as well.
Osonoba, our 2 minutes to go because Ken for the baby. 30.
And Papa J can some mumrum na want to ask.
The American church was say I can't. I will do no. Me Jones say I me die me ensa. Kamesa ko wa me ensa ka ho. Awo. Unis ka to aduane di nti na so awo nye. Wo ma ba bu nyankopo hwam nyom mo dodo ne nyame hira wo mu. Say wa wo dodo. Who here ni kwa wo bo da ba kwa na nyu obi wo da 245 ese kwa 245 obi da ba ko. Yes. Papa bi wo atima cross wo oda kwa mo ne maye 120 e da ni se bo ba ko kwa wo mu papa no ye de ne tetale no eno ko no no wo mugumu no obi awo na so da e na awo ye de awo so e ka asem wa wo so hwe Ghana bo ken Japan ye ka so bi hwe Ghana ye ken Japan obi otima to generator ye de torch light na operation eno che so agi Ghana fo nkwa ko fo no chiri pegu fom ansa na okoto bata ze gu fom e de ba shi tese so ansa na okoto wo senya ska bi na okoto mpa 150 mai
enra
sadi pa wo so wa wododo e me papa na ne da ya nso ne ye aduasa num na ya ka du nwotwe ne mai no sa hwe no fast me nyina so ka na ne da ya enso ene ya ka du nwotwe no obi a wada 245 ese ka fi bia wo en ka bi da so wo ba me wo na unti bi mu no obi be wo a to ano tum me da mase
ofeje otam naso
amede ma de ama dada
point of correction last time you take a voice no see over than 257 so no can here until I think say become 257
worst performing currency
producer at the list no chart not to ho the worst performance we performing currency no so no
Ghanaian cedi ene wo mu no
I catch you for so pa mo ya ade se mo de aba
Ghanaian cedi ene wo no African country ben biom ene next your neighbors Nigeria
Ghana cedi na da say
Oh, it's in the hole.
Na say
Percentage
Ghana
now
cedis
falling
no.
on. Oh, 42
Media
point.
me who and me busa so what that number say Ghana or
Other 42.57.
mum can
One,
okre
two.
Say a percentage. No, they are ranking. I don't know.
me
We crying last
Eh,
year.
Obama abehu.
Where last year?
But about TV no o telephone mu behu no de o.
Mr.
The way 2022 records though.
Yeah.
Corey,
Aha.
Nana, mama starting na say o ya na what can say what bowrem. Hwe aya mun kan okre.
Me pacho, Mr. Moderator, 1 minute time.
Manenko.
Okay.
Manenko.
Any yanko.
Yeah.
7 minutes.
Hwe mun kan okre.
No, was 7 minutes. Tim Ken, it was 7 minutes. Tim Baumia was 7 minutes. Tonen and Abecha 7 minutes.
Mun kan okre. Musi e bewie pepe 50. Mun kan okre. Ba umia buy economy said ye na ekoso. Otimi enye sika economy no bibia inflation bibia ye kama na wote o memu na say beye 7 months 1 year na elupre ma wo pete o dollar no eden no mfenchechere eden no omfenye say money no maka kweti
Sakrufi, a point of correction. Say oka say Baumia bae
masa point of correction me time no na wo show me time na wo show wo make kan cham say o time so say next time we are ba ya na me so ma regulate time no
must stop with time tie
okay any ka say
I say no enye the normal debate I say as it is the moderator can no begin was say the overcare enye no kure no we will expose you.
Any mammy can say, yeah, now that you may tell me now, yeah, next time you may miss me, next time miss me, yeah, miss me, a timekeeper.
Kofi
Manenko. May I make me regulated time? No, I see smell worry. It's Manenko. Why?
Okay, Cassavier,
okay, Mr. Kofi, the big patch said, was it a Baumia eba na o sika, but ye use West Bia, I was saying you soon ye politics name ye play. Sabi, ye was no abanya crow. Etino, ye support to Ken, ye support to Baumia, ye support to Dr. Koto, ye support to Munina, Obia baby, I said the beer can. Eti who use West Bia, me pacho, a yard way you soon way in a nice way because Baumia, Okas Baumia by no. Or the sky abura party ma me who scout the abura party and yet I'll not buy it. You can continue.
Me say Mancasa Baumia discover party. Me say Baumia buy. Said your better economy no. Economy atite asay. Na otimibe regulate. Emma be beer koso. Na 2 years pet corona buy ma elupre 1 year na ship nya djuma elupre nya djuma ya cross border bibia mi busa sa hifa no onko fesika emeye saniema no 1 year aban be na aba senso we bia to ne da anu na esa moka muntimi nko jumpo emfri 2021 emma even 2022 mpo na corona no ekoi because 2021 nyina abrochira nyina na regulations of corona no na wo ho enti no wontimi meka se ani nyina mu no baumi economy ni nya baumi economy ni nya ye honorable Canada Japan ye honorable Canada Japan eko US eba be di adanse se okoi no ade ano oton no 12 cedis no aye twebutuo about 21 cedis meboa enti economy ni be bia sai enti muntimi mfa no me na Baumia the economy no ye design nsa wantimi ye design nsa muura fi said 2017 Baumia enti no na yetimi ye dey yetimi ekofa ambulance eba Ghana 375 ambulance 400 muura fi nso say Baumia by 2017 na economy no obeye ni enti free SHS yet me regretting a bibia so kama mura fi say Baumia by
me pacho Baumia na say na do dan ko
boss person me kasa dia mami person me kasa dia any famita na mami
no ye debate et questions bi o so asem smith ma
Tekrufi. Mami trust her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question na will be say eno na eya na omo pese omo di Baumia eko economy pe se economy nso dia se ne Ghana for nso anto ama Baumia for economy omo to aba no mananado enanado fa na badi akire. So in this economy na yes nanado na fele nya Baumia. So internal Tekrufi can say Baumia baye because he came with Nanado as a pay. So far 2017 to 2019, 2020, even 2020 na COVID in Baye Kran. Ghana was the only country among the developing countries that said on a positive growth.
Okay.
Ghana was the only country. Despite the challenges here, Ghana has not shown any signs that Enyema or Moyen or Muchem. Then I come back to the exchange rate again. Me say, Moon compare the exchange rate of the dollar to the euro in 2020, 2021, 2021, 2022, and 2023. Moon compare, ye chromo hey, ye use euro, ye use chrono. It was 7 chrono to a dollar, and now me know say almost 12 chrono to a dollar. And so your economy is described as one of the stable economies in Europe. And your man here to Krumha price assessment. Interest rate first a car loan less than 3%, and then 7%.
Enti we nyina no se wo hwe na timbe ka cha mi se yemma honabo kan na mra honabo kan oba oni hwe obetumi ayema Ghana because se honabo kan amiati asese onu wo tini ho afri party ni mu no we destroy party no we dey what me ama other opposition anaso ama because we can several times so onu amadia enyeyi onu amadia enyeyi amenunti or hijack party no
can say
hijack party no ade me time na me dey kasa ma me kasa nwie
me pacho ma Tekrufi anunsi
hijack party no otimi ko dina baby site party no against the youth and the mushe wo mushe na muntimi nyawe and so na buka nim no kure ne pa on pese obeka na mu pese ade we edi anim your friend said sorry mu pese ade honorable ken edi anim na se edi anim e betimi break better than break 8 because we need track record to be a say economy kra no obetimi any Baumia debate Baumia economy ase kra honorable ken wontimi no emu Ghana mai enti mumi yemfa honorable ken emra na yenkan kire ni say platform we so ni yenkan kire ni say ensan dia duma Baumia aye ama Ghana enti no on resign yemfa to me no emma Baumia na Baumia nko on oppose efi say akotomu omu nyina ati ase ba honorable ken kwa de oso on ti ase adai
ana Baumia no step down from Mackay.
Baumia na yebi
Why yebi
osifom
why yebi
papa je ka sapacho
Ghana card ya
aka time 1 minute me pacho manen ka
Ghana card ya kan mini aje Ghana card ya kan ho se Baumia timi ba na otimi be ye Ghana card be ye 1 year na 2 years kra na the whole Ghana obi anya card e de enuma pa de be ba Ghana metam ne so anka me kiro chroma say me ba chroma na Panasonic mu nyina o chroma o electrical electronics no chroma o unim niente fra China essence o mo card nti na amrofu dwane no mo de enuma ni nyina ko
o kwa busa pani bia buzia tam buzia ta ya card man pani fo da be mo me card dem kakra ade do mo me nkyerem mo ma na no shige buzia tam me na mo ya card me ma o buzia tam buso bia na 69 ya card ma Ghana fo
buzia de no ntu kwan
na no nsiansa
buzia de no ntu kwan baba umia de etu kwan ba umia de Europe a etu kwan mia me say etu kwan your friend say
you see card the bedroom no so card na so ye di 2 kwan ye 2 kwan na so ye
na sabo bana na to obi a na dwimu do se wo na America se mo na na wo ka ma ba wo na na ya no no ba obi e wo ka ma ba wo
ye nye o Denmark your friend say na o Denmark aye ne ba program si your friend say
Sir Kofi me pa cho ye de mra na ye adwuma wa ha sei omre so a na aso
na omu be mu no ma me 1 minute bi nka ho
dabi Mr Moderator na decide dia se to aso a ono beka me ntumi nka me ye timekeeper o time so
na mu anti
all right Sakufi abotrema me pa ucho me da asibebre timekeeper producer we there me sorry me am wo fa ni wo fa je nkansa me am wo fa pa me wo fa prekupe no emi said dey me beke me wi a obechi me abomu krom wasi but si ebe adwuma e wo se me di me kmre so me sere wo o fa je se next time
Mate masa Mate yes sir sorry sir na jese Mate na bronza maka so ba yanyi ntum
ofa ugusu ye se ugbo remu biem producer free na eko ofaje obeda backstage so ofaje ye biem obeda backstage me pamucho producer o say me program no o ma me program ni nye reproductive me sere no medwuma na me ye enwu ya me wo fa pa no minim se me wi obechi me abo me but baby I done so there was say me deto Sakufi medina ofaje kansa na ma apologize we di ofaje anyu ni yie one for one wansi e na obowre mu te me sere wo fa che me emo ni ye di program no e be wie ye na me ya 7 o'clock
me pa choma me 30 seconds na me mfe nwie me sere wo
memo wa be munya botre nyame ya dum o kira 7 o'clock ya besa aba hase me pa mucho I think say program no ye ni nyina ye but say it as it is no ema enkofo me come out with a whole lot of ideas ni omuka bebi anokra ne da no me to which miss you love it misramu eya mu me embra on time se ne be ya say it as it no ye betimi atwi mu kakra amamo me pa mucho Mr. Kofi fache me ene de meet me ma wo sa 30 seconds no na wo mfa nka was nya bo tire paper cho ene makabia ma meet me ma wo 30 seconds no lemo watch na no nyame ya doma bra on time na what me nya wo time no na de me wo fa ye bia wo se me wo fa ko hye ni quota wo pi odi e rough now what the amano our platform no so mesrem me pa mo cho yada mase na me shire obi biara oba ase ya better production team na ase Mr. Samuel Schumann, who is the producer, Mr. Brobe, George Brobe, Council of Elders Belgium, also the chief moderator, Mr. Osnoba, the timekeeper, and then Mr. Sir Kofi, team leading member for Team Ken, Team Baumia Kafra. And then we have Nana. Also, Kofi, the team leading member of Team Baumia. And then we have Nana, also a member of Team Baumia. And then we have Chief Collins, leading member, actually, on your Yima in Abalansi or Yima. leading member
So
of team.
so free ba o me ko mo pa de nka konkonsa de nka metime di. But me amasa bi me ehwe.
And I'm also the branch youth
Wow.
organizer for Belgium. You know, yeah, must say na team can a display ne na sem kakra dey see also ye we also ye youth organizer wo baby. Te dey one day be shia e was our baby.
Presidential primaries me one. So they say want to need aka emuse aka 5. One day di kind so that one fireman is one side the kind you will fight. Why?
Wa as ko na ntia na wo fi o.
Papa ba kwa e beti ya ya man me say e be bon pa e sa ba no mo ko to no me start off no. Obeti kudi we no e mun chekra de o ma ke de ja ko mo na show down.
And this is 100,000. 100,000 bi obeti ba di kai.
We are polling station executive chairman. We vote here one. Sure. Electoral area coordinator, we vote here one. Constituency executive, we vote here one. Chairman for the regional executives, we vote here one. One country super delegate, 100,000. Ebi car, ebi 60,000. Now you control by ye nyina to the same vote. Or say beji sika fufuo biem. Emma wo dey amount 2,000 kura calculate 2,000 divided by 48 months. Na hwam kwase abu a ewu mu. Me me catch your delegates amutie me. Obi obebe bia obema 100,000 bia tuchi akene Japan to abanoman. And now to meet my chairman for na delegates for the own police station for the own nipa. So sabe upam kwasia wo mo fichire na mbechi ninti. Da bia mu yusu o ma no ma dompu o. Every delegate listen to me should take 100,000 from them. And yes, I'm going to go. So all the 208,000 or be 100,000 Montumano. But so 100,000. Now no betimi the catcher will say, Coco to many pass messy. Now no dia wakoji 100,000 because any fee you. Na sabe would you offer wako share chale wate. No way. You don't have to do that. Tuma obia. Onu dia also on yesika people who do any man. Name Obama permanent job. Obama will my permanent job. And my post when you won't pay my gogono. And nam say umaya argumenti. You bet me abeho. That's nya ubedie. And who asem na me no woka. And ye nam kwa ya mausika. Wu bim. Yadi ayam and painful say yadi yaw na nyaw ya faye. If you said samusa kotua baima omu biemu a ombesa chiremu kom enfia wotwe no mu hu se sabe wadwira that se nkuto enti wadi sika kakra ebrew no wadwira na nane no asa kotua ma no no agwa sa kotena ho ewa hwemanim me and I'm ba Lazarus no and then no neka say polling station executive a wutie me ka hu se kwame ya Japan ya wonu ase dompim a wonye hwe wo ho aya fellow first ya wonu ase dompim wonye hwe wo ho
the why ase dompim no wonu ya be dia bi ja no mu ko wonu ya be ya